Good morning, everybody. How are we doing today? Hopefully well. Sorry for the slight delay in going live. Had to finish making breakfast. It's actually not quite done yet, so got some very healthy oatmeal. It's actually not that healthy, but it's a little healthier. Whew. How was everyone's weekend? Hopefully you guys did something fun. Mine was very full, but it was good. Let's see. I'm gonna scroll up to the top. So, welcome in. We are doing, I'm gonna be doing Megabats today for studies. For anyone who hasn't been here before, welcome to the art gym. The art gym is something that I do Monday through Wednesdays right now. I'd love to do them more often, but my work schedule is sort of like sometimes I start at 9, sometimes I start at 11:30. So it's kind of hard for me to know when that's going to happen. Maybe in the future I might see if what level of death I would suffer from my mods if I did random unscheduled art gyms, just depending on my work schedule in the mornings. But because I really want them to be a daily thing. For me, they need to be a daily practice, not just a couple times a week, but I feel like I'm still making progress and doing a lot better than I used to with these, so thank you all for being here, keeping me accountable. If you just want to lurk, and make sure that I get these done, I really appreciate that. That's kind of where this started, and then we started calling it the art gym. Yeah, because of just the idea of the accountability buddy, Oh, you don't have to come, Amaze. I just don't want you to kill me. I don't expect my mods to be here ever, especially for an unscheduled art, any kind of session. But because of my work schedule, it is just really hard for me to work in anything extra. And so I've been kind of thinking about, because so for those who don't know, I don't really play video games very often on Twitch. If I do, it's an art-based video game. But it's really tough because I can only stream from here to do video games, and I'm working in my living room when I'm here. And my roommate's schedule, she doesn't always know what she's doing on the weekends, and so I've tried, asking for her to give me, a heads up, but that doesn't really seem to work because she never really knows, which is understandable because it's her weekend, And so there's been a few times when it's oh, my roommate's just randomly out of town. I could have streamed a game on this Sunday, but because I didn't schedule it, I feel bad doing it. And so I'm curious, not just with, but just in general, how do you guys feel about unscheduled, especially on Sundays? I managed to get one scheduled this month, but I just found out yesterday that I could do it. So it's not on the official calendar, but it is in the Discord. And I did make an event yesterday, so if anybody ever sees an event pop up in my Discord, it's usually something like a stream event or a movie night. But if you want to check it out, you can follow that link. I'm just curious how people feel about that, because I know unscheduled streams are generally kind of frowned upon, but there's I don't know, it's because my schedule is so weird, it seems like a shame to pass up an opportunity to fit an extra study session in, because I need to be doing that in the morning. I'm not just doing it for streaming, I'm doing it because I want to get better, and I just need structured time to do that. And then for the games, it's just mostly that's mostly for you guys, but people keep asking me to do games, but I feel bad because I really can't, except for maybe once a month. So I'm just curious. I don't know. Unscheduled streams are a treat. Well, that's a very different perspective than I've gotten from some people who frowns at treats. I don't know. You ask them. But I also understand too. Especially if you're a mod and you feel like you should be here. As much as I say you don't need to be, some people don't listen to that and then get mad at me. So I don't know what to do about that. But they are incorrect. Okay. Well, I'll keep that in mind. Also, how you doing, Ryu? It's good to see you. Ryu, it's so nice that you have a work schedule where I can actually see you in the morning sometimes. Let me scroll up and say hi to everybody, and then we'll get started. If you want to get started without me, if you're here just for the studies and not for my rambling, which is totally understandable, we will be looking at studies that you guys do in about an hour and a half. Usually that's about when we kind of toward 11 a.m.-ish Mountain Time, which it's 9:20 right now. So you've got some time. If you want to maybe set a timer and just do some studies for half an hour or even 15 minutes if that's all you've got. Just any small amount of observational drawing daily is going to train your observation eye, which is basically the point of the art gym, is to train your observation eye so that you can become a better artist from imagination. It's kind of like bridging that gap of like, how do I get better at imaginative drawing? Well, for some people, especially if you're a newer artist, it may sound counterintuitive, but the best way to do that is to actually do studies and to learn what reality looks like so that you know what rules you can bend when you're like incorporating shape language into your character designs or doing, you know, fantasy world building. Like any of that stuff is going to be greatly improved if you understand what the rules are so you know how and where to break them. So that's kind of what we're here for. If you want to join in on some studies, it can be anatomy studies, it could be observational, like draw your water bottle, draw your pillow next to you, draw whatever you see around you, you know? And then we'll look at it together at the end of stream. Sorry, this song is really loud. Hold on. Why is that song? That one song is so loud. Let me turn it down slightly. Okay. Hopefully that's not just like horribly loud for you guys. Anyway, let me scroll up and say hi to everybody. I just want people to know you don't have to wait to start drawing. You don't have to draw what I'm drawing. Like, please take advantage of this time if you need a workout session, artistically speaking, or I guess physically, if anybody wants to work out while they listen to this. I'm actually really curious if anybody does that. That would be very funny if like some people are doing art and some people are doing actual gym stuff. But welcome in, Real Fopu. It's good to see you, and Amaze, thank you for being here. I do appreciate you. I hope you know that. I hope you're doing well. Raga, it's good to see you. Appreciate you as well. Hope you're doing well. I feel like I've been seeing you around a lot this weekend on Twitch. There are some bat references in the chat, if anyone needs them. I'm doing megabats today. Feel free to do something else. Like I always say, you don't have to draw what I'm drawing. But it's actually Bat Appreciation Day, I think on Thursday? Someday, definitely. How do I pin this? There we go. What day is Bat Appreciation Day? I want to say it's like a day I'm at my day job. And so I just picked a day this week. I think it's like this Saturday, maybe? I don't know. Somebody could probably look that up. But anyway, I wanted to celebrate and I like drawing bats. And they're always, it's such a good creature to study if you're going to do creature design, obviously. Because, you know, membrane, skin, stretched wings are really cool looks for all kinds of creatures. But let's see who else is in the chat. Neil, hey, how's it going? It is Monday. Yes, I am feeling very Monday right now. I walked a lot this last 3 days and I'm a little sore. But it's good because I need to be walking more. So I actually went for a walk this morning and took some pictures of the snow. The rain we got yesterday, like last night, turned into snow. And so I'll be posting those in the Discord later, probably. Impulsive Creature, how are you? It's good to see you. How's the sculpting going? You guys, Impulsive Creature is an incredible sculptor here on Twitch. Hope you're doing well. Sloppy! Hey Sloppy, how are ya? Hope you're doing well, friend. Megabats, I know, they're so exciting. Hey Ultimate Poke Pie, how are you doing? It's good to see you too. I'm doing well, Impulsive. Yeah, I'm sleepy this morning. I'm kind of softening the rest of my, I have like a very small amount of this pecan butter that I want to put in my oatmeal. Pro tip, if anybody ever gets like weird nut butters that you just wanted to try and you're like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this, putting them in oatmeal is like game changer with the oatmeal. It just adds like a richness that I really enjoy. So I'm trying to use up the rest of this. I've got like 2 tablespoons of it left and I've had this bag forever. So I'm eating breakfast while I chat with you guys for a minute. Which is why I say if you want to draw, please don't wait, because I usually yap for about 20 minutes before we get started. Just fair warning. Just fair warning. But I hope you're doing well. And Ryu, I hope you're doing well too. Look at all those emotes. I'm glad you like the emotes, Ryu. I am confused. Does anybody know, speaking of emotes, so, you know, we joke a lot about, well, okay, I'm joking. I don't know how many of you are joking, but about the whole partner, Kasey for partner thing, right? Like, I'm too intimidated to do that right now, I think. But there's a few of you who want that for me, which is very, very generous of you. And I'm very flattered that you even think that's possible. But one of the reasons I was like, okay, kind of interested was that I thought you got more emote slots as a partner. And then somebody the other day told me that you didn't, and I tried to look it up and it was extremely confusing. Maybe it was just the chart that I found, but I was just like, I'm not sure what this is saying to me. Does anybody know? Has anybody by chance gotten partner recently or helped somebody get partner recently by lurking Do you know if they got more emote slots? I need to do probably better research than this, but it's just something that occurred to me when I saw all the emotes that Ryu put in chat. Corian, hey, how are you? Welcome in, good to see you. You'll judge me from a distance? Shoot. What good am I if I not? Amaze, you stop that. You are plenty good. You don't have to be here to be helpful. I appreciate, listen, I always try to tell my mods, I appreciate if you can be here, but do not feel like you have to be here, because this is not a job. This is something that I appreciate that you are doing out of the goodness of your heart to help me with the chat, but I will never be let down if somebody has to attend to their actual life. In fact, I will feel much better if people would prioritize their life over this. Because I'm just a goofball doodling on Twitch. Like, this is not a high priority. Like, I wouldn't want anyone to give up something actually important to be here. So, let's see. Don't know if I like these words the way, thank you, thank you, Ryu. Will you please help me with him? Please help. Oh my gosh. Unscheduled, okay, I've caught up a little bit. Hey Dusk, how are you? Staying warm I am. Yeah. Do you guys want to see a picture of the snow outside? It rained last night and then it became 30 degrees and so it all turned into snow. I'll post this on Discord later, but I took a little walk up to a park near my house, or my apartment, this morning. I don't know if this is like the worst way to show this, but yeah, look at, it's just like a little dusting. It's not like a ton of snow. Like it's already melting. Like as I was walking, literally everything was dripping. So it's, you know, it's not gonna be here probably even until the afternoon, but it was pretty. It was a pretty little walk. But yeah, thanks for asking, Dusk. I hope you are staying warm too. Heather, hey! Good morning, I'm working this morning, so must be looking. Well, thank you for the lurk. Honestly, seriously, anybody who decides to lurk here, for those who might be new to Twitch, if you're popping in just now and you're like, where am I? How did I get here? If you lurk on any person who's streaming, it is such a help. One of my mods, Pyro, always says, lurking is love, and it's true. Lurking is really helpful, and if you don't know how to lurk on Twitch, and you have like other stuff you want to do, you can just like lower the volume, as long as you don't turn it totally to mute. You can lower it to like 1 or 2%, or you can mute the tab and just keep the volume on. But Twitch will count that as a view, and that actually like boosts me in like the recommended section and like helps people find the channel if they're like browsing the art category. So you're really helping a lot, and I appreciate that. You're cool with unscheduled streams personally, but you're new to Twitch. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. I appreciate the feedback, honestly, because like if it would make a bunch, because I know people, here's the other thing about unscheduled streams, like I know some people really like their stream streaks, you know, it's just kind of like a fun Twitch thing. I don't actually know if stream streaks do anything, but I don't want to make anybody mad, be like, you messed up my stream streak because you streamed when I wasn't ready for you. And I don't know, maybe I'm probably overthinking it, but I don't want people to be upset with me pretty much ever in my life. Okay, I'm adding this pecan butter. Oh my gosh, there's too much. I don't know if I want this much in this oatmeal. Shoot! This might have to wait for another batch of oatmeal. I really wanted to throw this away today, but I don't want this much pecan butter, so... Alright, we'll just do that. I have this much pecan butter left, guys. It's like a tablespoon. It's so little, but I don't want that much in my oatmeal, so... Okay, fine. We'll just eat this. Oh, I'm really behind in chat. I'm sorry. More art gym is always welcome. Yeah, that's kind of what I like. So again, the whole reason I started the art gym was so that I would do more studies. And my goal, so when I first got into illustration, I wanted to start every day with 30 minutes of observational drawing. Just 30 minutes, you know? And that sounds like a reasonable goal, but then I realized I'm a terrible time manager sometimes. or studies don't sound very fun, but drawing whatever I want to draw sounds really fun, and I wouldn't do them. And so that's actually why I have this stream series to begin with. It's not because I'm super disciplined, it's not because I'm like a pro, it's just because I need you guys to keep me accountable. That's really what this is. So yeah, I still feel like I would like to hit my goal of like daily warm-up studies. So that's part of why I'm considering it, is like, and maybe the ones that are unscheduled would just be like free choice, you know, like since I don't have time to like make a plan. Oh, good, Ultimate Pumpkin Pie. I tried to pop in and lurk on you, but I think you were ending right as I got there, but I'm glad it went well. Raga on Twitch? Impossible. Breakfast is best, yes. It's best fest. Yes, for you. Oh no, I've been drawing all along. Hey Evan, how are you? It's good to see you. Partner kit, yeah. Oh, Ryu, I don't know if you've seen all that. Emote slots are based on sub points now. Yeah, so like, are they totally based on that? Do you not... Somebody told me when you got partner, or like I thought I read when you got partner, it's like you got more animated emotes or something, or more, maybe it's more sub emotes. Maybe it's not general emotes. Like, I think you get your standard emotes through sub points, right? I think there's some kind of, I don't know, because part of the reason I was like interested is like, oh, that'd be fun to have more emotes. Like, people like emotes. I like emotes. I was gonna make a whole bunch more, but I don't know if that's a thing. You have like 30 slots you don't use? I have a bunch of animated slots I'm not using. I'd like to. Hey Rayor, how are you? It's good to see you. Partnership is mostly about a better bit rate. It's better bit rate. You also have longer VOD storage, which I'm interested in. Like, it'd be nice to have VODs stay up for more than 14 days. And then the only other reason I would be interested in partner would be the ability to be on the front page, because every once in a while I want to do. So like I did the Save the Vikita Day stream last year, and I really want to do that again. But it'd be really cool to like get a little more like eyes on the cause, I guess. It's an highly endangered porpoise in the Gulf of Mexico, if anybody... Or it's actually not the Gulf of Mexico, it's the Sea of Mexico, or whatever, the Sea of Cortez, that's what they call it. Down by like Baja, California. But, anyway. I don't know, there's like a few things that I think, and if I make it to TwitchCon this year, like, I'm gonna apply. I don't know if they'll let me in, but it'd be kind of fun to go to the partner party, I guess. Although I don't really know that many people, so maybe I wouldn't go anyway. But it's mostly like the VOD storage, the emotes, I thought, and in the front page, possibility to be on the front page, I guess. But yeah, the bit rate, I guess, is I always forget about that, to be honest, because like I have so many tech issues sometimes. I like don't really stream at that high of a rate, but snow is not allowed. Hey Yanni, how are you? It's good to see you. We love Goofball. Do we love Goofball, Kasey Ryu? You picked up a sketchbook over the weekend. That's awesome. That's awesome. It sounds like you guys had a good weekend. Snow down here is barely frosting. Yeah, ours is already melting. Partners have 28 static and 28 animated by default. Yeah, so I thought you got added a few extra emotes. And up to 60 for both with sub points. Okay. Because I think affiliates get like 5 standard emotes, I think. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I got affiliate. Did I hear pecans? You did. How tasty pecan butter is? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. This was like on sale, so I tried it. I recommend. It's been in my fridge because once you open it, you keep it in the fridge. It's been in my fridge for a very long time. So I really need to like. Oh yeah, I got it last year, so I really need to use it up. But I think it's great. Like I said, I always put extra like nut butters and stuff in my oatmeal. Sorry everybody. I will draw. I'm just catching up on chat and I'm very hungry. Sloppy Salamander says, I'm gonna read this out loud because it makes me laugh. I say this in the most constructive light possible. Just about everything you've said so far this stream would go perfectly in a psych textbook defining anxious overthinking. Oh man, if that doesn't define my whole life, don't you even worry. I didn't actually know there was a term for it, but if there is, I am 100% sure that I qualify. I am absolutely an overanalyzer and an overthinker in every sense of the word, in pretty much every aspect of my life. Like, when people talk about, like, sitting quietly and meditating, having no thoughts flowing through their mind, I'm like, what's that like? Like, there's literally not a moment of my waking hours that there's not some kind of internal monologue happening. Some type of analysis, some type of thinking about something I did. Not always in, like, a self-destructive way. I'm gonna chat while I sketch here. Not always self-destructively, but just like, I don't know, I think it's really important to analyze yourself and your actions and your motivations and think about why you do things and try to like dig into that stuff. So just like, I've always just, I don't know, start when you're a kid, you kind of like wonder why people do what they do. And then you just like continue that train of thought, and it just like has never stopped for me. Yeah, I don't know, I think I'm doing a lot better. Definitely doing a lot better than I was, and like, it was definitely like a little bit of a spiral, which I feel like most teenagers go through and most young adults go through. I don't think I'm unique in that. For sure, like middle school through like early college was a bit of a spiral of like over-analysis in a very toxic and like negative way for me. But I think I'm doing a lot better like calling that out, and I think part of the way you do that is by analyzing your own actions and deciding whether or not they're actually healthy in the grand scheme of things, and thinking about long-term consequences of what you're thinking, not just what you're doing and saying. So there's my diatribe that you didn't ask for. See, inner monologue constantly. You had a friend who made her own pecan pie. Oh, that's awesome, Neil. Wow. Yeah, that sounds really good. Yeah, Ryu, I'm surprised you've never had it, Ryu. As many specialty like places that you've worked that have had all kinds of crazy foods, I'm really shocked you've never had pecan butter before. Hey Pyro, it's good to see you. Yeah, I hope I figured you guys were gonna get some snow. We got some down here actually. I'll post some pictures in Discord, but our rain last night turned into snow. I'm glad you guys got some up in the mountains. I hope you're enjoying your mountain snow time. Yeah, go for a walk, go enjoy. Mia says, I think when we started streaming, the way emotes worked was different. Yeah. It's changed a lot, so for sure. To be honest, I haven't paid attention since like until this past year, so I don't even know how it used to be. You plan to start streaming to hold yourself accountable? Yeah, no, it's really helpful. So if you had extra time to stream, you do it. Yeah, art progress would benefit so much. I think the hard thing is when you go off schedule, like people don't know when to find you, and like sometimes I think people, I don't know, because I do feel like there's definitely a benefit to having a schedule. I'm just trying to decide if it would be detrimental. What's going on? Hold on. What's happening? There's an alien baby. Help. The UFO baby is here. I don't know who just did a thing, but thank you, whoever you are. Oh, BJ. Oh, BJ, thank you for gifting Pyro. I appreciate that, BJ. BJ, I hope you're doing well. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, Heather, I definitely feel like artists should stream. Like, I don't know. I know it's not for everybody, but you don't have to have a cam. You know, actually, Ryu, I don't know if you've heard me tell this story. The only reason I have a webcam is because of you. Have you heard me tell this story? Stop me if you heard this before. But I don't want anyone to feel like, oh, I don't want to stream because I have to be on camera and I have to have a mic. Like, you don't have to have any of that stuff. There's so many artists, especially art streamers that I watch, it's just screen share, or it's their phone pointed at their hands while they're working. And they don't even talk to chat, some of them. And I still love watching them. So I don't know, I feel like if you're an artist, it's kind of like, I think of it as like a virtual studio. Like, I think of it as me hanging out, doing some drawing, and then there's like other artists or just like other people around just kind of like talking about what we're doing. It's sort of like a stand-in for me for, like not ever having been in like an art collective environment. Like, I didn't go to art school, so I wasn't surrounded by artists in college. I've never been in a studio setting or like worked in a space that had other artists that you could like bounce ideas off of. So I think like all of that, I think I was talking with, was it Evan? It might have been Evan about this last week, which by the way, if you guys aren't following Evan Blair Art, you totally should. Fantastic artist here on Twitch. But yeah, just kind of talking about like the benefits of like an art kind of community. And I really think for a lot of artists, some of it's that like blank page syndrome too. Like, you just get really nervous about starting something and you can kind of get in your own head about it. And it's really nice to talk to other artists about how like the struggles and the successes and like the experimenting and just all of that kind of, I don't know, just having that around is really nice. And so I've been trying to get a lot of my art friends to do some streaming, because I feel like, you know, worst case, you try it a few times, you don't like it, and it's not for you, and that's totally fine. But for me, it's been not only great accountability, but it's been probably the best way that I've found so far to like actually get my work out there. You know, like social media is so oversaturated with artists, and especially right now with like AI imagery or large language model imagery, I should say. It's really not intelligent, but don't get me on that diatribe. Anyway, it's just, I feel like Twitch, or just like streaming somewhere. I know a lot of people stream on YouTube. Eventually I'm gonna try cross-streaming. I'm just kind of waiting for my Art Gem VODs to catch up to today For those who don't know, I'm posting daily art gems on YouTube right now, and basically until June, because that's the backlog of daily posts it'll take to get us caught up to the current timeline. But if anybody wants to see that, you sure can. I don't know if I recommend it, especially the older ones. I'm really awkward, so if anybody wants to, like, if you have ever thought for a second, wow, Kasey sure seems like she knows what she's doing, go watch my early art gem streams. Like the first few especially, holy cow. Not only was I awkward, but I had just built my PC, but then we had a massive, like, cold snap, and I had to take my PC from my studio back home because it was going to be too cold for my liquid cooler to handle it, because my studio is not heated when I'm not there. And so I'm, like, awkwardly streaming in my bedroom, like, I've never done that before, and it's like, I don't know, I'm just uncomfortable in so many ways. And I'm just like, just starting this new stream series, not really sure what I'm going to get out of it or what I'm trying to get out of it, and really nervous about making a bad drawing on the computer, like in front of people on the internet. All the feels are happening in those first few streams. So if anybody wants to watch that, that's part of why the motto of the art gym is to get the bad drawings out. If you can't see that, let me zoom in. Here, guys, we're here to get the bad drawings out. That's the whole motto of the art gym. We're here to practice. We're here to study. We're not trying to draw perfectly. We're just kind of embracing that we're all going to be drawing stuff that we aren't maybe comfortable with, and that's okay. That's okay. It's fine. It's fine. I'm trying to think as I do this about the anatomy that I'm looking at. So I'm thinking about, like, where the fingers go. Normally when I start these, we do a skeletal study, which I do plan on doing. This one's actually folded wings, so it's not maybe as helpful. But I'm thinking about, like what is that? Oh, that's the elbow, so that means the shoulder is here. So I'm thinking about all these, like, all the bones that are going on underneath the reference. You try not to copy what you see, you're trying to study what you see. So to study, you're going to be, like, asking questions and, like, trying to remind yourself what your purpose in drawing this is. It's not so that you can make a replica of an image that exists. I mean, that is an art type, right? You could get into hyperrealism, and if that's your long-term goal, maybe that is how you want to study. But if your long-term goal is to draw from imagination, the only way you're going to be a better imaginative artist is to fill up what people call, you'll hear it called, like, your creative bank account or your visual library, like whatever reference images that you store in your mind, you know, right? Like the knowledge that you carry around with you. That's what you're actually drawing from. A lot of people, especially when they're not really artists, they think, oh, artists must picture an image in their head and then copy it and, like, draw what they see. And that's really not how it works. Like, it's really not how it works at all. You know, you kind of discover the thing as you go, but you can go with more confidence the bigger your visual library is, right? The more knowledge, the more found knowledge you have, to use, like, a teaching phrase. So anyway, that's what we're here trying to do. We're trying to develop those, you know, just like those reference points, I should say, instead of reference images in your head. But yeah, all that to say, Heather, I encourage you to stream. Sorry, that turned into a bit of a ramble. Spicy job, perfect timing. I probably will. I think I reached the end of that one, but I appreciate the encouragement for the ramble. Corian, hello. Oh wait, you said it's your first sketchbook. Oh, that's awesome. I'm so excited. I'd love to see. Raga says for affiliate 20 animated and 20 static is maximum. Oh, okay. Thank you, Raga, for clearing that up. So partner starting from 28 for both. Okay, so you do get a bump. Okay, that checks out with what I originally had heard, but I couldn't find a chart that really explained that in a way that was very helpful. So thank you, Raga. Okay, so partner you get 28, affiliate and animated starting. Okay. And then affiliate you can only get up to 20. Except for I think you can earn, well, I don't know. I think you can earn more. Somebody said, like, I think based on subs. I don't know. Okay. Meditating is not having no thoughts. It's letting go of thoughts. Yeah, I can't do that. I've tried so many times, Ultimate Pumpkin Pie. They're like, let them run by you like a horse or like a breeze. And I'm like, okay. It's not going anywhere. Like, I can't not focus on it. It's hard. There's a term for it. It's called GAD. Oh, really? Maybe. I am pretty generally fearful about a lot of things. I wouldn't be surprised if I had that. I feel like I do feel like I'm better. Like, I've been able to work on it myself, and I think I'm doing a lot better than I used to do. Yeah. You're the same way. I think, and I also think a lot of like women tend to, they say, have a little bit more of this too. Gad. Yeah, I know, right? Journaling is great. I do journal at night. It's not usually about emotions as much as it is about like what happened that day or like progress I made on projects, but I do recommend journaling. Journaling is a helpful way to get the thoughts out, for sure. You're a curious overthinker too. Yeah. I think that's how I would describe myself. I'm just I ask a lot of questions and I can't stop thinking about any of them. At the end. You get flashes of what ifs and then get sad or annoyed or mad over the events of the what if. Yeah, no, I can relate to that, especially with like certain people in my life. Not gonna go into detail there. I don't think they had pecan butter, but it's also, oh, that's true. You got a few inches, nice. Yeah, please share pictures. You? Yeah, no, so Ryu, you actually did have a cam back in the day. I'm pretty sure you did. I feel like you did because I remember thinking, this was like 2017, 2016, whatever. This was a long time ago. But you had a webcam and you were like trying to get me to stream on Twitch. Ryu, I'm gonna tell this story if you're still here. You were not a jerk. No. That's not the impression I was trying to give. Oh, get the bat drawings out. Oh my gosh, stop everything. Hold on. Why did I not write that? How do I do this? Get the bat drawings out. Squirrel. Yeah, for sure. Gotta get the bat drawings out. Dang it, I missed an opportunity there. That would have been a great post on social media. You came in from the snow for bats? Oh no, I'm sorry to take you away from the snow. No, Ryu, you had a cam. I've told this story before on stream, but you had a webcam and you were trying to talk me into streaming on Twitch. You're like, oh, you should do art. There's art. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, I'm a little shy. Like, I don't know if I want to be on screen. Like, I really don't like being on camera. Fun fact. I actually hate being on camera. I want to make this smaller. But I was watching Ryu, and it occurred to me as I'm watching Ryu, like, playing games and hanging out or chatting, and I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm hanging out with Ryu. Like, this is great. Because I had just moved to Colorado. You know, I was missing my friends, missing Ryu. And it was really cool to be able to, like, feel like I was still getting to hang out with Ryu. And so I was like, okay, I'll try this cam thing. And I guess I kind of just kept doing it because I really liked how I felt like I was hanging out with Ryu. And I guess that's kind of the vibe I would like. But I just want to say that that's not like you don't have to stream that way is all I'm trying to get at. Like, just because I have a cam doesn't mean every artist does, or that you even have to be successful. There's plenty of very successful artists on Twitch that do not use webcams. So yeah, it's a virtual studio, exactly. Okay, I'm really behind in chat, I'm sorry. That's awesome, Rior, that sounds great. World building is so fun. Sketchbook to get the bad drawings out and yeah, exactly, there you go, Corian, I like that. Also, how you doing, Spicy Jaw? I'm glad you like my rambles. Heather, okay, oh, Pyro's gotta redeem. Ooh, a Madagascar sucker-footed bat. Okay, alright, an on-theme draw me an animal. This might be a first. Start using your watercolor paintings as a draw. Oh, that's awesome, Okay, I'm at the bottom of chat-ish, so I'm gonna start the Draw Me an Animal game. If anyone has not seen the Draw Me an Animal game before, it's very silly. It's a channel points redeem thing. That I really enjoy. We get to look at an animal after 5, so I'm gonna basically it takes me a few minutes. I'm gonna start a timer or look at the clock and I'm gonna draw an animal. I have 5 minutes. I can't look at chat. I can't look at hints, so like no hints in chat. Thank you for posting the rules there. It's just a game. It's just a game to see how close I can get, and then we'll take a few minutes to go learn about the animal together. So let me write it down. Madagascar sucker-footed bat. I don't know if I've seen one of these before. Madagascar. Oop, I can't write. Why is my handwriting always bad? Sucker. This is a long name. Footed bat. Bat. No, my bat's in bold. There we go. I apologize. Good. You already stream on YouTube, and as soon as I figure out how to multi-stream, I plan to try. I think you can do it. How do you use OBS? Because I think there's just a thing in OBS you can set up. I actually don't know, but I'm gonna look it up too. I do feel like interaction is better on Twitch. Most live streams on YouTube that I've seen, even if it's a really popular artist, very few people in the chat. I do feel like the chat interaction is a lot more fun on Twitch. But obviously the reach is much broader on YouTube, potentially. You did camp for a little while. You tried to block that part of Twitch? Oh, I'm sorry, you. Well, it's very inspiring to me. 2021? Okay, it's actually more recently than I thought. If I was gonna VTube or PTube, I haven't the funds for such a venture. That's fair. Yeah, and PNG tubers are a great stand-in for that too. Like if you want a figure on screen but you don't really want to be seen, it's a good option. Your redeem goal is almost always to challenge me. That's good. One image and a variant of it. Yeah, I mean, Ryu, you could probably draw your own, frankly. Ryu is an artist also. I don't think we've shouted out Ryu today. Guys, Ryu is streaming again. My friend Ryu, who got me into Twitch, streams games here on Twitch. Sometimes draws, but not on stream. At least I don't think you ever have. Maybe once. I don't remember. Have you ever drawn on stream, Ryu? Anyway, if you want to go hang out with my awesome friend Ryu that I've known since first grade, click that follow button. I think I've drawn with you on stream. I think so. When we did the draw pile one time on stream. This was when thankfully nothing bad happened because I would never do that now. But yeah, I think you joined in one time. Okay, so a Madagascar sucker-footed bat. Let's see. It is 9:52. So I don't really know what this looks like. I'm just gonna draw a bat with sucker feet, and then we'll find out if that's true. So I have 5 minutes to draw this thing. I'm just gonna give it like big ears because I love a bat with big ears, don't you? We're gonna give him little cute eyes, make him all sweet looking, little nose, little heart-shaped nose. Beep boop boop, boop boop. And then he's gonna have sucker feet somehow. I don't really know how. Let's think about this. I guess. Yeah, I don't know how to. I'll just give him a little thingy. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, bats have 4 fingers usually, like we do. So if you think about these animals as having just their arms outstretched, it makes it a lot easier to draw the thing. I made this too big. Okay, well, pretend that this wing is well drawn. Okay, I'm gonna fold this wing here. I'm just gonna fold his fingies. I don't know why he's got one arm out. That's fine. It's fine. We're all fine with it. It's fine. Makes total sense. I don't know how to make sucker feet. Sucker-footed bat. I guess I'll just put little, like, wide toes. He's just gonna have weird frog toes, I guess. I don't know what this means. Sucker-footed bat. I bet it's just, like, suction pads, maybe. Like, small ones? We'll find out. Pretend these look like suckers, suction cup things on the bottom of this guy's little toes. Okay, and then we're gonna color it, and then we're gonna go learn about it. So we'll see how close I got. I'm gonna say it's brown. I feel like most bats are brown. Watch it be like bright white. We're gonna go with brown. I did see a bat from Australia when I was looking at references this morning that has like yellow polka dots on it. It's called a tube-nosed bat, I think. I didn't look up a ton of references, but I thought that was interesting. Like a splotchy yellow polka dotty dash looking things. I don't know, I'm doing a terrible job explaining this. Did I mention that I went to bed at midnight and I'm sleepy? I may or may not have accidentally stayed up late playing a video game last night for the first time in many months. You will never guess the video game, guaranteed. It's a very obscure one. Although actually Ryu may have, I don't know if Ryu ever played this series. I think I actually did start playing it on Discord a few months ago, but I didn't finish it. I don't think that many people were there, so nobody will know. It's a series called Ark the Lad but the one that I'm playing is specifically one that I was introduced to in college. The Twilight of the Spirits, I think is the name of the game. I forgot how much I really enjoyed the characters. I feel like it's actually, for a low budget like JRPG, it's actually, I feel like, pretty well done. The characters are interesting, the premise is interesting. Yeah, it's like one of those games that not very many people played. I don't know what color to make this guy, so I'm just making this up, guys. I have no idea. Probably extremely incorrect here, but that's okay. Did anyone else ever play that series? Somebody I worked with when I was in college told me about it and let me borrow a copy, and I really enjoyed it. And then I found it at a resale shop like last year, I think, here in Colorado. And I was like, you know what? It's $8. I'm gonna grab this because I have a PS2 still. Although it is dying, and I think I need to get a. I think it needs a new laser finally. I've had the same OG PS2 since they came out, and it's finally decided that it is done now. I think, you know, I think I've spent all my time, but I don't know where my blender is. Oh, here it is. Okay, let me blend really fast, and then we'll go look this little animal up. See what he looks like. There. Blend it. Save. See, I've never played the whole series, Suntroa. I was actually gonna ask if anyone has played it, which ones should I play? Because I looked at a little bit of research last night, and the one that follows the Twilight of the Spirits is supposedly terrible. But I've only ever played Twilight of the Spirits. Few live streams around YouTube isn't great for video quality. Oh, really? Yeah, chats can be unhinged, that's true. There's not very good moderation tools, I don't think, on YouTube either. And I think there's a lot of issues. Let's look this up. It is a very big wing, yeah. Proud of my gamer dedication? I don't know if that's something to be proud of. It's been a while. I had a very active week, a lot of walking, a lot of physical exertion, and so I was just really vegged out yesterday afternoon. Well, not afternoon, it was in the evening when I finished some calls, some other things I had to do. But yeah, the evening was good. Evening was good. I shouldn't have started because I didn't sit down to actually play until like 8 because I was running around all day. So, yeah, just started it too late is really what it is. It's not that I played for very long, it's just that I started too late is the problem. And you can't really like put a game down an hour and a half in, you know, you gotta play a little longer. Yeah, maybe I'll play it again on Discord sometime. I'm not so far into the game that I couldn't restart it, probably. I'm only like 3 hours in. Okay, the Madagascar sucker-footed bat. Oh, it has suckers on its wingtips. I was not expecting that. Okay, alright. So here is the sucker-footed bat, folks. It's also got them on its feet, it looks like, but this is fascinating. Look at this little guy. He does have big ears. The colors I got right, so I'm gonna say I did okay on this. But I would not have anticipated the thumb. So this part of the bat's wing, for those who don't know, the little claw, it's not a finger. It's actually basically their thumb. So it's basically got like a really, really large like thumb claw. Like a pad, excuse me. Interesting. Look at this little thing. That's crazy. Okay, it's an old world suckerfoot bat, species of bat in Madagascar. It is not endangered. You guys, we love to see it. It's not endangered. That's amazing. I feel like a lot of bats are not doing well. The bat is named for the presence of small cuffs on its wrists and ankles. They roost inside. Is that its wrist? Is it coming off of its wrist and not its thumb claw? Because like with bat anatomy, do they have a skeleton in here? Bat skeleton. So do you guys see how it's basically a giant hand, right? So this is the thumb and then these are the fingers, just like we have, it's just they're longer and in a different place. But it sounds like they're saying the wrist is what has the suction, which that is weird. I want to see more pictures of this guy. So pro tip, if you ever want to look up a specific animal, don't use the animal's name. Search its scientific name. You're going to have way more specific images and, little fun bonus, way lower instance of AI images. Not always, but generally. Let's look at this one. It shows a really nice close-up here. Is that the wrist, or is that just the way the author wrote that? Oh, it is the wrist, and it looks like... Wait, how many fingers does it have here? Hold on, I need to see this bat's anatomy. 1, 2, 3. So it's got at least 2 fused fingers up here, but it looks like more than 2. This looks like... Does it have extra... Hold on. What? What? I need to know everything about this animal skeleton right now. Does it have extra... Did it grow extra fingers? Does it have... So, like, sometimes you can have animals that have, basically, one of their wrist bones will start to become a finger over time. Why won't the... Oh my gosh, this keyboard, you guys. It won't let me... I need to know. Inquiring minds need to know. Okay. There we go. I need to see this thing's skeleton. This may not show up. So I wonder if those are not truly fingers. Maybe it's a modified claw. Here we go, here we go. No, that's the dentera. I don't need to see the dentary. I need to see this hand. I need to see this wrist bone. You guys, this is why. This is why the internet's dangerous for me. Look at that. Do you see this? Do you guys see this right here? So it is its wrist. It's got like this pad under its wrist, but it almost looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers. It looks like a tiny hand. So I'm wondering if that's a modified thumb claw somehow. Like it just has weird bumps on it. I'm gonna have to look into this later. I'm like fascinated by this. Okay, sorry. Let's read about this animal. I'm gonna look that up later though. Those tabs are staying open. I'm keeping all those tabs. On its wrists and ankles, they roost inside the rolled leaves of the traveler's tree. What is that? Wikipedia is dangerous for people like, what? Do you guys see this tree? This looks like a Mesozoic tree if I've ever... What? How old is this? Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I need to know if there's a fossil of this. Alright, that one's staying open too. I have to know everything about that tree also. Despite the name, it's now known that these bats do not use suction to attach themselves to roost sites, but instead use a form of wet adhesion by secreting a bodily fluid at the pads. Okay, gross, but you know, we all get a little sweaty in the jungle, it's fine. The ankle and wrist pads of the bat are controlled by muscle contraction and allow the bat to separate the pads to reduce the adhesive effect. This allows the bats to climb with ease and to remove themselves from surfaces after sticking. Due to this property, the Madagascar suction-footed bat is one of the few bat species that roosts with its head up rather than upside down. This is so the bat does not accidentally lose control of the adhesive pads while it's sleeping due to the muscle tension associated with roosting. Oh, that makes sense. Because they're unique habitat, they don't carry ectoparasites. I didn't even know that was a thing. So basically these are like bats that don't have a ton of diseases. Is that what they're saying? Oh no, they're just parasites. Okay. The maximum distance they will travel while foraging is about 1 mile. There's where they live. Look, this is where they live. If you want to go see these guys. Has anyone ever been to Madagascar? I have not. Alright, here you go. If you guys want to read more about this bat, I'm gonna give myself, I'm gonna give myself like an 8, like a 75, you know? I didn't really put the suckers in the right place. I only put them on the toes because I just assumed footed meant, you know, this is not a foot, but apparently it's all of it, so. There we go, there's the suck for the bat. That is the Draw Me Animal game, and let's get back to drawing other bats from reference. Your brother loves Ark the Lad. I've only played the PS2 one, but never finished. Oh yeah, no, I really like the battle system. I forgot, yeah, I didn't get into the series either. Hi Monkeyfoot, how are you? It's good to see you. Went to bed super late too, and I expected a 3-hour adventure. You decided to get late night donuts, oh no. We'll see you later, Ryu. Thanks for lurking. There's definitely an order. It's more like sucker palmed, yeah. Hey, Nerduino, how are you? It's good to see you. Thanks for popping in. Oh my gosh, I'm Megabats. All of Science Twitch is here, guys. You should go follow them. Make sure you follow Nerduino and Ricodactylus, folks. Oh, we have an ad! Shoot, I didn't even notice. I'm sorry, I did not mean to shout you out during an ad break. Not a pro. Not a pro, guys. Just remember, if you ever start convincing yourself that maybe I actually know what I'm doing, not a pro. Not a pro. But I hope you're doing well, Nerduino. If you can hear me, chat, please go follow Nerduino, incredible science communicator here on Twitch. Hey, Uber, how's it going? It's good. Man, there's so many streamers in chat. Like, you guys could honestly follow everybody in chat right now. I think everybody's a streamer. Honored to see you. Oh, it's off screen. Oh, I'm sorry, Pyro. I got too into it, and I didn't pay attention to chat. Because, again, not a pro. It's rude to ask a tree its age. Oh my gosh. Hey, Rico, how are you? Right, it's so fascinating, right? Heather, yeah, I love the excuse to deep dive onto Wikipedia about some biology. How you doing, Rico? Hope you're doing well. It's easy to do, you know? Didn't come for the shout. I know, but I still want to help boost if I can, and I'm just not very good at it, so. But I hope you're doing well. I hope Space is doing well. I haven't checked in on Space in a while. I just wanted to make sure it was still up there. You're my only connection to Space, obviously, is whether or not you tell me it's there, so. I've been telling people about this comet. Hopefully we can all find it. I don't know how big it's gonna be. There's a girl at my day job who is also she was an astronomy major, I think. I don't think she works in astronomy now. Well, she's definitely not at the job that I'm at, but she's applying to other jobs, but we were talking about it. You haven't checked this morning for the Space? Well, you gotta get your coffee before you can check on Space. Space can wait, coffee first. Well, I hope you had a good weekend, and hope you have a good Monday. This Monday is starting out okay over here. We'll see if I regret that statement by the end of the day. Oh shoot, we're in an ad break. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? I'm not supposed to be drawing. We're supposed to be stretching. Chat, quick, stretch. If you can, I am not together today. If you can hear me, chat, this is your chance. This is your chance to unshrimp yourself. To just, push the shoulder blades back together. Get a good back stretch, a good posture stretch, roll the shoulders a bit, all that good stuff. Do some stretches. Hey, Ulodnin, welcome in. There, you stretched the truth. I was like, what's the truth? That's really funny, Ulodnin. You know what happens when you make silly jokes here? Hold on, I will find one for you. Get some cheese hurled at you. Enjoy your cheese. Sorry, chat. We were just mostly stretching during the ads, but I did draw part of the bat's face on accident. I need to move a little faster. My oatmeal is cold. Guys, cold oatmeal is not where it's at, just so you know. Would not recommend. Even with pecan butter in it. Here's my music. There we go. It's just a quiet song. But yeah, I hope you're doing well, Loden. Thanks for popping in. Hope everyone's doing well. Just drawing some bats. I'm gonna move on. I'm not loving that bat. I mean, I love the bat. I'm not loving my drawing of the bat. So we're gonna draw a different bat. I actually don't know if this is a Megabat skeleton. It kind of doesn't look like one. Let me look up a flying fox skeleton. You guys should also be following Ricodactylus, by the way, if you aren't following Rico. It's actually a ton of streamers I should have been shouting out this whole time. I will try to catch up on that. I know the shouts aren't required, but I love pointing people in the directions of cool streams. Flying fox skeleton. Oh yeah, this is definitely not a Megabat. Yeah, the face doesn't look like a Megabat. That's why I was like, wait a minute, this isn't correct. To be fair, I don't really have a Megabat section in my Pinterest folder that's pinned at the top of chat. I just have like a few Megabats in there. So let's do... Oh, I do like this one. This one's good. No, not at all, Reiko. No, Reiko does game streams and also does science outreach on Wednesdays, right, Reiko? No, I just like telling people about the cool streamers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's so strange. I'm still really weirded out by that sucker bat wrist situation. I'm gonna have to figure that out later. I'm gonna swap skeletons really fast. Sorry, chat. I'll post this in the Discord if anyone needs a reference to a Megabat skeleton. This is not pinned, but it's in the Discord now. And if anyone wants to join the Discord, you always can. It's welcome to anybody, not just artists. We have all sorts of people in there. We do have a stream share section, so if anybody is getting into streaming and you want to, you know, promote when you go live, highly recommend, you don't have to join my Discord, but join some Discords and find some that will let you do that, get to know the people there. It's pro tip, not that anyone asked for it. If all you do is self-promote in Discords, probably it's not going to help you because nobody knows who you are. But if you find some communities that you like, you're regular in the chat or that you really enjoy, highly recommend dropping your stream links in those Discords just so that you can, you know, connect with people. Let's see. I'm definitely guilty of that though. There's like some Discords that are so big and overwhelming that I don't have time to interact, but I do post my streams. So I'm not like trying to subtly, I don't really do the passive aggressive subtlety, mostly because I don't pick up on it and I don't really know how to not be direct. So I'm not trying to say anything by that. I have to clarify these things. I've gotten in trouble in my life before for people thinking I was being like, I don't know, like adding subtext to what I was saying. And I'm just like, nope, that just goes right over my head. I don't have time for subtext. What I am trying to say is I know we have a lot of people in the community who are getting into streaming, and I'm just trying to give unsolicited advice, which is maybe also irritating, so I'll just stop talking now. Okay. Anyway, let's delete this, because that's not a Megabat. And let's add this one instead. That is a Megabat. It's so small. Why is it so small? Okay. Hey Cat Pack, how are you? It's good to see you. Thanks for popping in. And Paleo Artist, hey, good to see you. Sometimes you wish you could swap. Yanni, what skeleton would you swap? I'm curious now. Are you saying you wish you weren't human, or are you just like a human who had a different skeleton? I'm very curious what skeleton you would choose. I would love wings. Wings would be cool. But I think bird wings would be preferable. Yeah, they seem to be more efficient and you can go higher with them. And I'm making a Spinosaurus courtship display. That's really cool, Just a Paleo Artist. That's awesome. Oops, sorry, let me turn this music down. It got loud again. There we go. Oh, Stevie Nicks. Pro tip, you say? As in your— No, don't read into that, Yanni. I'm not a pro. Did I say pro tip? I meant... What are the degrees of professionalism, guys? I'm suddenly like, hold on, I don't even know if I know what the... I'm giving a mid tip. Whatever the mid-level, entry-level tip. Because there's like amateur, and then there's like early career, but there's not like a word for that. Whatever the early career version of a pro tip is. An exploratory tip. I don't know. I'm gonna stop talking. Elite pro tip. No, that's not the word. You don't do passive aggressive subtly, you only aggressive subtly. I'm not a super aggressive person in general. Surprise, I know that shocks many of you. Yeah, general advice. Yes, thank you, Ultimate Code Bye. Apprentice tip. Oh yeah, apprentice tip. Journeyman. Journeyman's a fun word. I'm not really sure what it means, but I do like it. When I think of a journeyman, I think very literally. Like anytime I would read that phrase in like a book, I feel like most of the time I would think, why is this not working? That's not what I would think, sorry. I just don't know why this brush isn't actually working. I can only use this brush, but not this one. This one is erasing. Oh, that's nifty. I think of a journeyman as like a traveling artisan, and it's probably just because the word journey is in it and I've played too many RPGs. But like the journeyman in the story was always like a traveling, I don't know, woodworker or something. Someone who's trained but not yet an expert. Oh, okay, so maybe it's a journeyman too. Well, I don't know if I'm trained. Can you count self-training? You were just thinking something with no clicking. Oh, okay, so you just want a knee replacement is what you're saying. I hadn't considered swapping to something not human. Would I have to keep my skin? This limits things. No, I feel like, listen, this is an open to interpretation hypothetical here. I think it's funny that I immediately inferred that you were meaning, because I'm drawing a bat skeleton, that you were just like, that's a cool looking skeleton, and not just talking about your actual human skeleton. I mean, what we have here is a failure to communicate, and that's completely on me. Clicking knees, yeah, those are annoying. I don't have that problem yet, but every once in a while I have a click, but it's usually after like a lot of overworking. I think, isn't a click, doesn't that mean you have like a tendon that's flared up or something? I actually don't know. Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Raga. I don't think I have hydrated. I appreciate that. Yeah. Somewhere between general advice and a journeyman tip. Yes, whatever that phrase would be. Let's just pretend those are kneecaps. I go for like a giant tortoise. Oh! Would you be a giant tortoise? So in this hypothetical, do you get to keep your consciousness? Would you be a human trapped in a giant tortoise's body? This is getting a little Freaky Friday, but just bear with me here. Or are we talking about like full-on transmutation into transmorgification? I'm not sure what the word would be. Into a tortoise. Inquiring minds must know. We're talking about single. Yeah, see, I have questions. Yeah, we're talking about a single time transformation or shape-shifting? I don't know. I was thinking single time. I was thinking like you're swapping skeleton. Like you no longer have your old one. Anytime I stretch, something always snap, crackle, pops. But it does feel nice. Yeah. You don't feel that you hear it? Yeah, that's good. Well, that's probably a good sign, right? Alright, I need to crank up the speed on this a little bit. This is weird too, because this is like a foreshortened angle. I just want wings. I don't want to swap my whole skeleton, but I think flight would be cool. Said no one ever. I know, most original wish on the planet, but it would be really cool. I like whenever I read like animal fiction or animal adventure stories and they talk about how the birds, like how, I don't know, like birds seem like aware that humans are jealous of flight. Obviously they're written by humans, but it's just very funny to me. I'd go for either. I could be happy knowing I don't have to pay taxes and outliving all the bad stuff going on right now. True. Or just being a turtle and eating berries and lettuce and knowing nothing else. Yeah, and falling on your back every time you try to do anything that isn't walking to the lettuce. They do live such a long... What's the oldest... Anyone know the oldest living tortoise? I'm curious. I'm curious for no reason right now. This does not impact my life whatsoever. But I want to know suddenly. Because I think they can live to be like 200 years old or something, right? Would you want to live that long, chat? I don't know if I'd want to live for 200 years. At least not with the self-awareness that I have now. Like you said, maybe if it was like 200 but you have no concept of morality or ethics or long-term consequences or all the things that generally make us humans and separate us from the rest of the animal kingdom, then yeah, I think I'd be fine with that. But having to contemplate life, and what did Sloppy say I had? Having to be Gad all the time for 200 years does not sound great. Although maybe that would be enough time for me to like figure out how to not be that way. Sorry for eating on stream. Hold on, I'll mute myself. Okay. And when she gets up to here, we chew. Jonathan the tortoise. He's like 200. Oh. 192. It could be Jonathan. Yanni is John in English. Is it? Yanni? Johnny? Wait. Wait. Your name is Johnny? Oh, my mind just got blown on camera. Yanni-thon. I think the oldest turtle is Moria from Neverneaster. Fair enough, Ungwe. Hey, Ungwe, don't be mad at me. Look, I'm eating. See? See my cold oatmeal? It was warm when we started stream. I didn't skip breakfast today. I also ate so much food yesterday that I wasn't sure I would ever eat again. So... Ionis is Jonathan. Oh, I didn't know that. Johan. Oh my gosh. Wait, you said that's in English? Oh. As an English speaker, I was not aware. This must be Old English. Ionis is the Greek name for John the Baptist. Oh my gosh, I'm learning so much right now. I feel like that is one of those names that is like... has like made its way into so many languages. Hey guys, guess I have a brother. Guess what his name is? I know this sounds random. I'm probably not phrasing this in the best way. I'll give you a hint. It's relevant and dire, perhaps even dire relevancy. There we go. There was a link in there somewhere. I just had to think about it. He knows nothing, some say, and it makes him very angry. Actually. Color one of these bats. I'll color this one. I do think it's funny how when they spread their hands out, it basically makes this like straight line in a lot of these bat species. Like you'll see this in a lot of these images. It's like they can spread their fingers so far for flight that it like their pinky is like wink. Yeah, it's a really good one for ring structure. It is an unfortunate name, yes. He doesn't spell it the same. It's John, because I think Jon Snow from Game of Thrones is Jon, right? I've actually never seen Game of Thrones or read it. I tried to, but it didn't take very many pages for me to realize, like, oh, everyone in this is a terrible person and super bitter and angry at the world, and it's all gonna go badly. And I didn't really like that. I have to have at least one person to root for, so I just decided I'd better not. I actually struggled a lot with Hunger Games for that reason. Like, I know everybody loves Hunger Games, but I did not like Katniss. Especially in the later books, she was so annoying. I had a really hard time finishing the book because I was so annoyed with her. And I felt like it was too much time was spent caring, like acting like the world cared about her relationship. I don't know. You can cheer for the dragon? Oh, that's true. I could cheer for the dragon. Maybe I'll give it a try someday. I don't know, I also have some rules about media where I won't watch things that have certain events in them that I find particularly, I don't know if traumatic is too strong of a word, but yeah, from what I've heard of Game of Thrones, it breaks that rule, so I don't know if I'll ever watch it, to be honest. You love bats, but you truly detest their legs. Their hind legs? Why do you they are kind of weird. I mean, I'll give you that. I feel like the anatomy of the bat hind leg is really strange. Okay. I'm gonna color this guy. Oh gosh, help. I did everything wrong. Alright, it's not super proportionate, but let's just color it. I need something that I can color. I do like all the veining and stuff you can see in this image. That's really fun. I know. Did I ever hydrate? I can't remember. I'm gonna hydrate again. And just for anybody who is drawing along, we're probably going to be looking at stuff that you guys have been studying in the next 20, maybe, yeah, about 20 minutes from now, maybe 15. We'll see. I do have a special event happening at the end of the day. Not the end of the day, but during the afternoon stream today. I'll be doing we'll be doing our first ever character camp for anybody who missed that memo. I'm excited and also a little nervous. I really wanted to practice more character art before we do the character camp, so I may spend some time doing some character studies before we go live. Or maybe I'll do them on stream, I don't know. My idea with character camp was more of like a character, like a chat-led character generator that people could like get prompt ideas and we could just draw them together. But I don't know how it's gonna work. We'll see. I'm a little nervous. But if anybody's into character art, or wants to get better at character art rather, we'll be doing that this afternoon. We'll see how it goes. That was weird. Hold on, there's like a weird sound coming from outside the window. Kind of sounded like somebody was drilling right outside my window, but I don't see anything. Hopefully the AC unit behind me is not about to explode, because that would be bad. Nervousness is just shy excitement. It's doing it again. I do like that Kaiser pose, but I'm not sure that it's true. But it does make me feel better about being a nervous person. I'm keeping the window open even though it's cold outside because I want to see what that noise is. I am kind of do you guys hear that? I hope they're not working on my internet right now because that would be a bad time. All the veins and stuff in these wings are really interesting. Also, how are you doing, Kaiser? I hope you're doing well. Thanks for dropping in. Alright, I think it must just be some construction or something. I'm gonna close the window because it's very cold. I'm very cold, surprise. It's snowy outside and I opened the window. Who'd have thought? I don't know if I like these colors, but I suppose they're accurate enough. gonna paint these little cuddle buddies here. I'm gonna do a quick, I'm gonna try and make this like a really fast, like maybe 5-10 minute, like gesture scribble. Gesture? Is that hard to say suddenly? And then we will probably get into what you guys did. Thank you so much, Fabulous. I appreciate that. Welcome in, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. Okay, let's do a quick study. Well, if nervousness is just shy excitement, then I am the most excited of the shy. I was actually a pretty shy kid. There we go. The song feels a little loud. Turn it down just a smidge. I'll take your word on that, right? So when you're doing gestures, for anyone who's not been around for a gesture study before, you're mostly just trying to look at a shape. You're not really worried about total accuracy. And don't get too frustrated with yourself. Sometimes your first few aren't going to be very good. They say it takes 1,000 bad drawings to make one quote-unquote good drawing, which obviously that's subjective, but you know, if you're just getting into something, or if you've not really studied something very much, like I'm saying this for myself as much as I am for anyone else, you just gotta get the bad drawings out, like seriously, and you gotta be willing to make a bad drawing. So that's part of why we do it in this sharing format, is because I'm hoping that this is a place where people feel like they can, you know, just kind of fail together, fail forward, if you will. Because every quote-unquote failure or bad drawing is taking you one step closer to making the drawing you actually want to be making, to having the skill set. This applies to everything, right? Not just drawing, but in this context. That's why we call it the art gym. We're here working out. We're doing the tough stuff, the stuff that's not as much fun. So like, for example, because I've looked at bats before, there's a bit of a tangent going on here with this image where it looks like this wing, and I kind of started to do it for a second until I looked more closely, but this finger of the wings looks like it actually connects to the feet, because there's like a line that's lining up with both. That's called a tangent in photographs or an illustration. But because I know that, you know, these fingers can curl, because we've looked at the bones, right? There's the knuckles. They can actually curl pretty intensely. Like you see right here, this finger is going way off this way, right here. And that's what's happening here too. So we've got this bat, and his finger is curling this way to kind of tuck his hands. He's got his hands kind of curled like that, holding his wings together. And because I know that, when I'm looking at this, I can kind of piece out, piece apart, I guess I should say, like what I'm looking at in the reference. Whereas if you haven't done your anatomy studies, or you've copied more than studied, you're not going to be looking for stuff like that. You're just going to be trying to focus on line, and just hoping that if you focus really, really exactly, that it ends up looking right, even if you don't know what you're drawing. And that's kind of what we're trying to avoid here. So that's part of why I recommend doing like shapes and checking proportions and thinking about anatomy as you're looking at studies, or as you're looking at images, or, you know, in life too. But especially when it's flat like this, it can make it a lot harder to kind of parse out what you're looking at if you're not super familiar with the material. So yeah, do some anatomy studies. Think about what's happening in the bones you're drawing. Don't get caught up trying to draw the exact replica, you know? If you really want to take your art to the next level imaginatively, then you've got to start actually absorbing some of the information that you're drawing, and not just copying it. It's kind of like the difference between book learning and street smarts, right? There's theory and then there's application. Both are helpful in different scenarios, but if you want to draw from imagination, you're going to have to figure out how to apply the knowledge that you have, not just have a skill set of copying exactly what you see. That can get you part of the way there, but it can't take you all the way when it comes to imaginative drawing. slap some color on you. Should I draw your buddy? Yeah, let's draw your buddy. To be wondering. So I can see that he's got his little thumb claw up there attached to, you know, attached to the tree. So I'm trying to think about, okay, like what has to happen for his thumb to be able to do that as far as the anatomy. So there's the wrist, here's where that arm is. So his elbow and shoulder are actually over here. So that's what I'm seeing in this like black expanse, right? It's not just like a weird void. You know, there's actually like some structural stuff going on there. And it's nice when you get the backlighting too, because then you can really see, like here's his little thigh, here's his little ankle, right? It's actually kind of nice to be able to see all of that. Right, Fox Confessor, they're so cute. And these are flying foxes, so you might even have even more of a lean toward them. These are, I want to say they are Indian flying foxes? Not actually sure. I pulled this off of one of the Wikipedia pages about the megabats. Cousins! Yeah, very distant cousins. Extremely distant cousins. How's your day going? Hope your Monday's off to a good start. Or your week, rather. Alright, let's color these guys. I do like their little, like, shiny yellow colors. It's good and chaotic. Oh, good. It's, oh, it's spring break for your small children. Oh my goodness. Godspeed. That's all I have to say. Getting some painting in. Awesome, awesome. I'm glad you're able to find some time for you. That is tough to do when you have littles. Yeah, it'll get easier. I know, right? Lucky them. I do kind of miss having breaks. It's one of those things you don't appreciate. I mean, you appreciate it as a kid, but you don't realize how much you're gonna miss it. So if there's anybody out there who's listening that is still in school and you get breaks, just, oh my gosh, please enjoy them for the rest of us. I feel like I get like 5 days off a year at this point. I'm really glad, at least, that as a kid I was very aware of how fleeting childhood was, and I very much appreciated. I feel like that might be part of why some people say that. Do you guys remember stuff from your childhood? I'm curious, actually. Apparently, at least compared to some, I seem to remember more things about my childhood than many people do. But I really do think it's just because I really appreciated being a kid. Like, I really didn't want to pay taxes. And knew all about that from a very young age, thanks to my parents. And so I, yeah, have very vivid memories of enjoying summers. Like camping, climbing trees, reading books, playing games, drawing, like playing with my toys. Like I just remember a lot of things. You do? Okay, so I'm not the only one. I've met some people who like don't have any memories from childhood. You have spotty memories, but you have spotty memories of yesterday too. Yeah, yeah. I feel like that's more standard. Wish adults get more breaks even with your job. You get federal holidays off, but still not enough of a break. Yeah, it's crazy how rejuvenating just like taking a week off can be. I had an inadvertent, there was kind of a scheduling mix-up at my job like 2 weeks ago, I think, maybe 3 weeks ago now. And I basically just wasn't scheduled. And to be fair, I didn't actually take the time off. I actually just used the time to work at my studio and like get caught up on my own stuff. So it's not like I really had a break, I guess, but it's kind of amazing how just even though I wasn't necessarily on vacation, I was away from my day job, and just like coming back after that I felt very refreshed. Not that my day job is difficult by any means, but it's nice to get away and to not kind of break up the routines a bit, you know? You remember a decent amount of stuff from when you were a kid. Well, that's good. That's good. Well, I'm glad that some other people do too. Yeah, like summers off as a teacher were nice, but I also kind of feel like it's a bit of a misunderstanding of what teaching is like to think that it's just being off, because even though we got like it was basically it turned into like 5 weeks off instead of 2 months or whatever, because you end up doing so much time, even maybe even less than that. Like I spent a lot of my summers at my classroom, getting ready for the next school year. Like they used to always make us take down all the posters so they could like clean the walls. One year I was really mad because I took everything down. I was an art teacher, so obviously I had a lot of images. And they didn't even clean the walls, and I had to just put them all back up, and I was like, I was so angry because it took like 2 days. But yeah, there's just, I don't know. And you do so much lesson planning. It's really not time off. But it is still nice to have the option if you're able to. I guess some teachers, maybe if I had stayed longer and gotten more established, maybe I would have not, like, could have enjoyed the breaks more. Maybe just because I was an early career teacher, I don't know, but... Also, federal holidays off aren't really that, I don't know, like one day. You get like the occasional 3-day weekend, maybe. It's just not the same. What did I teach? Yeah, so I was an art teacher. I was an elementary school art teacher. So if you ever get elementary school teacher vibes here, that's why. Yeah. Why did I stop? Oh boy, how much time do you have? It's very hard not to go on a teacher soapbox. So I left teaching before I moved to Colorado. So I haven't taught in a while. But I definitely, so I taught for 5 years. It was basically my post-college job. And I quit for lots of reasons. I'm trying to collect my thoughts. And also eat some breakfast still. Yeah, most of it, I would say, maybe not most, maybe like 40 to 50% of the reason I left was because I always knew I wanted to pursue illustration, and I had kind of a goal there. And I was mostly, like I still keep my teaching certificate active actually, like it's regularly renewed, so that if I wanted to, I could go back into the classroom more easily. So it's kind of like my fallback career at this point. So like I went into teaching because I wanted a stable career to fall back on financially. So me being an illustrator and getting a teaching degree, it's been like a 10 to 15 year plan that I started in college. Or high school, I don't know when I decided to do that. It was always in the back of my mind, but I figured it would take a long time to get into illustration, and I wanted to have a stable job that I could fall back on if things went crazy, right? It's like something I can do if I ever need to. So I basically like taught for as long as it would take me to get debt free. So I had, paid off all my student loans and did all the things, like lived with my parents for a while in order to do that. Just literally poured every drop of my money into my student loans. I also went to a very affordable, not cheap, but like affordable college. So that helped. Anyway, but so once I'd hit that goal of like, hey, I'm debt free and I've saved up like X amount of dollars to go do this, I started to kind of lose, like I was kind of putting my sights on illustration rather than teaching. But I would say the biggest, like, I probably taught 1 year too long in hindsight. Because I really didn't want to be that teacher that just like quit after a year. So I ended up teaching for 5. But teaching, as I'm sure you know, not only is it a thankless profession most of the time, but it's actually, I always felt a little bit like on edge. And this could have just been me being kind of an anxious person, so take this with a grain of salt. But there's just like this constant, for me anyway, there was like this constant fear of a lawsuit because I saw it happen lots of times. Many parents, for better or worse, believe everything their children say and nothing that a teacher says, even if they hear it from 20 different teachers. Some parents are absolutely convinced that their perfect angel, who never behaves like that at home, couldn't possibly misbehave in a classroom setting or to act out in front of friends or for popularity or whatever. Because I guess they all forgot what it was like to be a kid. I don't know. I have no idea why some parents think this. And so there's just a lot of lawsuit threats that happen a lot, to put it lightly. And if that happens to you, it kind of can ruin your career as a teacher, even if it's unfounded, even if it's like actually does go the whole way. It's just, it wasn't something I wanted to go through. And so often, I mean, we literally would get kids just like saying, like, because the kids are not dumb. Kids pick up on things. Like, parents need to be careful what they say around their kids or what they expose their kids to, because we would get so many kids who'd be like, oh yeah, like, I'm just gonna tell them you beat me and you'll lose your job. So, and I worked in an elementary school, and we also had a lot of very, unfortunately, like very just like, I have to be really careful because I don't want to like say more than I should, but we sort of just had a very difficult school population, I'll just put it that way. Like every single classroom had at least 1, if not 2 or 3, and it's probably like this more in a lot of schools these days, but at the time this was very unusual. Like kids who were like violent and very aggressive. Thankfully, it wasn't until literally my last month of teaching when I had already made an appointment with my principal to tell her that I was leaving. It wasn't literally not until that day that I had that meeting scheduled that a student attacked me. But there wasn't a single day of my teaching career that a teacher didn't get attacked by a student, and I was in an elementary school. And so it's, for me, I was just like, it's not a good environment. And unfortunately, that sounds, if you're not in the school system, you probably think, wow, that's crazy. At least in America, that is becoming an extremely common experience, like extremely common. The time I was teaching was quite some time ago, and this was a little more, we were kind of the dumping ground at the district for like the troubled kids, basically. And so it kind of increased our population, like percentages, and you had to kind of run it like a military school a little bit in order to get things done. So it wasn't the most, like, every time people were like, oh, you were an elementary school art teacher, like that sounds fun. And I'm like, yeah, maybe it could have been. Like sometimes it was, but a lot of times it was extremely stressful, and I just didn't like who I had to become to be in that environment. And so there's a lot of reasons, but I will say a lot of it boils down, in my experience, a lot of the reason I left teaching was parents. And I think if you talk to any teacher, that's more or less the answer you're gonna get, is it's the parents. And I don't blame parents as like an idea, it's more of like, it's a society problem. See, now my teacher soapbox is happening, but don't squirrel me because I'm drawing. But in America, we have a very severe entitlement issue. It does not have political boundaries, because like every time I say that, I tend to get reactions of like, oh yeah, that side does this or this. Like, no, it's like a society problem in my opinion. And so when people tell me, oh, we should just
pay teachers more, and then teachers will have better like it'll be better and education will be better. I'm like, it is so much more complex than just money. Like, yes, money would have been nice. I didn't make terrible money, actually. I worked at a pretty good district. Thankfully, I was able to pay off my student loans in 2 years, but money is not the main problem, in my opinion. There's people who would do teaching for free, frankly, because they love it and they're good at it. It's like their calling. I mean, it helps to pay people for sure, but I think we have a much bigger problem in the US. So yeah, that's the long version of why I left teaching. I hope that answers the question. Yeah, exactly, Fox Confessor. Yeah, no. And I mean, like the kids that I was teaching, they're breeding age right now. So trust me, I think about that a lot. I think about it a whole lot. We're not headed in a good direction. Yeah. Yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem here in the US. And to anyone who did not want to hear a teacher rant today, I apologize, but you had an unusual job where you would work 60, 70 days in a row, but then you'd have 30 to 40 days off. I actually have some relatives who have jobs like that. It's like they go off to like it's usually like shipping or like oil and like wells and that kind of stuff. It's like the blue collar work. They love it. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it isn't for some, but it is for others. You did get those vibes, but it's nice on Twitch. Well, that's good. I'm glad it's not a terrible vibe. It sucks, but was it free? Yeah, no, it's so freeing, Corian, yes. And that was my, like, I had to suck, I mean, trust me, as a, 22-year-old, you don't want to be living with your parents. Like, if anyone's in that situation, I get it. Heck, I know a lot of people in their 30s living with it because they're trying to save money and pay off debts and stuff. Like, I get it. It is so worth the relief. It's pretty much the main reason I'm able to live here, because it's so expensive in Colorado, but because I have no bills other than I have a car payment, but that's going to be done in June, and I'll be free of that, and then it'll be back to just rent and utilities and groceries, and like those are my expenses, and it's just so nice to be in that position. And I'm really thankful that I was able to do that, and I know not everybody can. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Demon Children's. Yeah, hey Professor Oaks, how are you? Yeah, you want to see some real horror? I know you guys, for those who don't know, Professor Oaks draws lots of creepy monsters. But if you guys want to see some real creepy monsters, go work in an elementary school. And the monsters aren't always the kids. I really honestly don't blame the kids. Like, I loved my students, even the ones that were tough. They probably didn't think I liked them, and there were some that definitely, like, got on my nerves, and I didn't necessarily want to be around them all the time. But for the most part, their behavior, I don't really blame. Because they're elementary school kids, I do not blame them for their behavior. Now, if you're older and you're acting like that still, it is your responsibility, but, like, I blame the parents, unfortunately. I'm sure that's not... And it's different when you have a kid that occasionally has a bad day or has, like, a condition. But there were so many parents' conferences that I sat in on where the 5-year-old is just running circles screaming, and the parent's like, I don't know what to do with them. And the teacher's like, sit down. And the kid sits down. And it's like, okay, so clearly there's just no boundaries at home. Yeah, I don't have kids, but if I ever did, I think I would probably be extremely militant because I just would never want that kid. In fact, it's like most teachers, especially elementary school teachers that I know, they fell into one of two camps. Either they had zero control over their child, which I feel like they were the minority, but the vast majority had like the best kids on the planet, because like those kids towed the line at home because mom or dad was done at like 10 a.m. I think some of that is still latent in me, but just because I've seen what can happen if you don't put boundaries on your kids when they're young. Man, yeah, I don't know. Teaching is a wild ride. I do highly recommend that people, especially if you're thinking about having children, I highly recommend volunteering at an elementary school for 2 weeks in the same classroom, just to see what it's like and just to see what happens. Not only will the teacher appreciate it, but it's really going to prepare you a lot better than just like blindly hoping with your child. And plus you might pick up some good parenting tips, honestly. Some of the best parents I know are teachers. Just did an incredible job raising good, like caring, responsible future citizens. And if that's what you want as a parent, find a good teacher who has a good reputation, go sit in on their classroom. Or sit in on a really tough classroom and then be extremely wide-eyed and be like, oh my gosh. So that's what the teacher means when I get a report from home from that kid was acting up or something. I don't know. I know too many people who are convinced that their teacher is bullying their child. And while that may happen occasionally, I don't know. I was raised in a home where if we got a bad report from school, like mom especially was gonna back up teacher. Maybe not as much my dad, but so we just, we just knew that there were consequences. They don't have to be physical consequences. Like, you can have consequences that are effective. I don't know. Anyway, it's an eye-opening experience. Ooh, you guys got me. I'm reflecting on all my teaching now. It's like rattling around in my head. All those kids. I sure hope that they're okay. I do kind of worry sometimes that like that one of my former students will like come into the chat. It's happened before. It was, to be fair, it was like a lot when I first started streaming. It hasn't happened recently. But man, I'm always a little concerned. Oh boy. Thankfully, I was an elementary school teacher, and let's be honest, how many of you have really super specific memories of your elementary school art teacher? Like, not that many of you. I have a few, but even I don't remember like specific instances with my elementary school teacher, so I'm kind of banking on the distance of time. All right, I really want to texture these bats, but it's actually going to take me a little longer than I want it to take. Yeah. You've never heard of that kind of thing. Well, that's good. Pretty much every teacher I know has a story like that now. It's becoming extremely common. Yeah. I had a friend who taught kindergarten in a low-income district, and she had to delete all her social media. An abusive parent, she reported to CPS, tracked her down. Yep. Started stalking her. Yep. Jenga. Yep. I'm not surprised. Yep. That's the mentality. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Clip it and ship it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, entitlement's a problem. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry, Raga. I didn't even see your drumming animal. I was so... See, this is why you can't get me talking about teaching. Another tough 5th grade low income said, and also, hi Jenga, how are you? They had a psychologist on the district payroll to help the teachers with PTSD. We could have used that, honestly. We had psychologists for the kids, but we all ended up talking to the counselor at some point and just like decompressing about stuff we were having to deal with. Because it's not just the, well, yeah, don't get me started again, but that's great. If that's shocking to people, I hope that that's a wake-up call. That like there's something severely broken in our society and our culture, because that goes somewhere. Yeah, for sure, Spicy Jaw. What teachers have to go through. Yeah, people just don't realize. I'm telling you, I really think everybody should go spend some time in an elementary school classroom. My parents always believed the teachers over anything I said, except when they saw you getting kicked in front of them. And see, that's a problem, right, Zushi? Like, I'm not trying to say that you should exclusively believe the teachers, because sometimes there are bad actors, or teachers don't see everything, and there is something happening, right? But what I'm specifically talking about is a pattern of not believing the authority figure, and more importantly, not reinforcing at home that children should obey the authority figure in the classroom. So many parents don't believe that anymore. And that's a real problem. And I understand why they don't believe it, but you have to, like, you're trying, especially at the elementary school level, you're trying to impart upon your kid a level of nuance that they are not cognitively ready to approach. And that's part of why you see a lot of the issues, in my opinion, that you see. Hey, Pin, how's it going? Good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Sorry, we're talking about teaching. I'm really behind in chat. I am going to do this drumming animal really fast. And I'm going to try and catch up in chat, and then we'll look at what you guys did in the Discord. Yeah, I hate to be a downer. Yeah, it happens, Corian. Yeah, I'm glad I took care of it in my early to mid-20s, and I'm glad that I didn't have so many debts that I didn't have to stay long. Like, I was able to move out at like 24-ish, I think, maybe 23, and have my own place and kind of like, I mean, I could have kept saving money. In hindsight, it probably would have been smarter to keep living with my parents, but you know, you kind of want to be independent, and it was a price I was willing to pay, and I got a good deal on an apartment, so I was okay with it. But yeah, there's no shame in that. Hey, Isol, how's it going? It's good to see you. Oh my gosh, so many artists in chat right now. So scared and upset. Now she works for the state and helps the littles in those positions. That's good. That's good. Yeah, and teachers also have so little power. Yeah. I'm biased, obviously. Like, when I hear people blaming teachers for things, I know what it's like on the other side of that, and it's hard for me not to think there's more to the story that you either don't know or you aren't willing to accept. And usually, in my experience, it was the latter. The parent who was upset at the teacher was, like, I would say 90% of the time. And yes, all statistics are made up on the spot, but it really felt like most of the time it was the parent not being willing to accept that their kid might have a behavior problem that was fixable and that they weren't addressing it. And instead of addressing it and taking responsibility for their kid, they'd rather blame the teacher. And that's the entitlement I'm talking about. It's more of a personal responsibility problem that we have in this country. We're not teaching it to kids, at least not that I've seen, not very many parents anymore. And we're not exemplifying it ourselves. We're always finding a cause for our problem. Anyway, I don't want to go on that because that's going to be a very long rant if I go on that rant. That's going to get a little more philosophical, and we'll just do the straw man animal. But anyway, I experienced the brunt of it as a teacher, and that's why I quit. Yeah, that's a big part of why I quit. Okay. I don't know where the straw man animal went. Oh, giant crowned flying fox. Hey, we got two topical drawing animals today. Well done, guys. Let's see, giant crowned flying fox. So if anybody hasn't been here before, we did do a drawing animal earlier. Somebody requested a Madagascar sucker-footed bat, which sent me down a whole rabbit hole. Let's do this one, and then we're gonna have an ad break in a minute, and then I'll do it after the ad break. Okay? Giant. I don't mind talking about this stuff. I hope people are okay hearing about it. I hope I'm not triggering anybody. If you were a former teacher, I'm sorry. I hope I'm not annoying anybody. If I am, I'm also sorry. It's definitely was a big part of my life. It's what I trained to do, was be a teacher. So like a lot of my knowledge base is kind of in education. And I enjoy discussing it. But again, remember, this is just my personal experience. That does not mean everybody is having this experience. There's probably people out there that are having great experiences in the classroom. And mine wasn't always bad. It was just not. It was rough enough that it wasn't like I didn't want to stay anymore. And there's a big intimidation factor, for sure. But I hope your friend is able to make some changes, Jenga. And also, if you guys aren't following Jenga, you guys should go follow Jenga. Fantastic art streamer. We met at during Stream Inc. last year. Stream Inc. is a great thing to get involved in if anybody is interested in meeting more people on Art Twitch. Oh, also, after the ads, I'll shout out Art and Jest. Art and Jest is doing open call for Camp Chaos right now. You have until the end of the month to apply. Highly recommend it if you are a creative streamer here on Twitch. Go check out Art and Jest for more info. We're going to take a stretch during the ad break, and then I will keep catching up on chat, and yeah, we'll get back to it. You have a new car because you're in your old car? Oh no. Yeah, I paid off my old car and then I kept it for like 10 years after that. And then I finally had to upgrade in 2020. So I'm just about to pay off this car in a month and a half. I'm so excited. Cannot wait to be done paying for it. That'll be an extra $200 a month that I could really use pretty much all the time. And also would like to invest or something, because the market's terrible right now. Buy low, sell high, chat. Anyway, this is not financial advice with Kasey. I'm not the one. Eventually there's going to be ads, and we're going to stretch, but I am still eating my breakfast. I apologize. Isel, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Okay. I think we are in ads. I'm going to catch up on chat a little bit. Yeah, teaching's a lot. Housekeeping before visiting family. Oh, nice. Enjoy your housekeeping. Okay, let's stretch, everybody. Go ahead and arch your back. Push your shoulder blades together. All that good stuff. Oh, ZRush. I don't know if you can hear me, but I have so many thoughts about what you just said. I'm gonna try really hard not to go on that rant either, but I agree, but it's such a complex thing that you're talking about. Yeah. It ties back into what I was talking about earlier, at least in my opinion, but... anyway, let's stretch. Stretch out all the teacher PTSD, guys. Just wiggle it out right now. Push those shoulder blades together, arch your back, all that good stuff. Kind of roll your neck if you want to, roll your shoulders. But we're trying to get the shrimp out, right? We're trying to unshrimp. So once you have kind of held this pose for like 20 seconds or so, the idea is you kind of take your hunchback, you kind of over-correct, and then you relax. And that when you relax, it's kind of got you in a more upright position. So that's why we call it unshrimping. So hopefully you've all unshrimped. If you have not, just push your shoulder blades together. Arch your back and push your shoulder blades together and hold for like 20 seconds. It's a really good stretch. Try to do that. I try to do that every time I notice myself hunching, whether I'm just working on the computer or looking at my phone or walking or driving or pretty much anything, honestly. You can always kind of correct your posture. So, or maybe that's just me because I have really bad posture. I'm trying to work on it. And then the other one I'm going to do is the carpal tunnel stretch. So if you take your hand, but then like rotate it so that your fingers are pointing toward the ground, and then take your other hand and basically just like lay them across each other, and then you're just gonna gently pull those fingers pointing at the ground toward your body. Hold that for about 20 to 30 seconds, and this is gonna be a really good carpal tunnel stretch. At least that's what my physical therapist told me. So this is the one that I do for carpal tunnel. And I just try to do them on both. So same thing, you can also use a wall if that's easier, or you can do the prayer pose if that hurts to do the other one. Just put your palms together and like push gently toward your belly, and that's gonna be pretty much the same thing. I just have really flexible joints, and so I don't really feel a stretch when I do the prayer pose, so I usually do this one. But if that's not true for you, do whatever is comfortable and feels stretchy but not painful. Yeah. I think we have like 10 seconds left, and that should just about finish my stretch. Pinion, how are you doing? Finishing your taxes? Nice. Right before oh, that's right. Oh, shoot. Is it tax day today or tomorrow? Guys, it's tax day. Is it tax day? Tomorrow's tax. Today's tax day. There is a tax day, and it's definitely within the next 24 hours here in the US. So good reminder, Pinion. Everybody do your taxes so that they don't come for you. And speaking of Pinion, you guys should go follow Pinion. Did you know Pinion is on her partner Push? Pinion's partner Push Palooza. I'm gonna work a lot of alliteration into this. You guys should go follow Pinion. Pinion's a great time, very funny, very fun to hang out with. Is always, usually, almost always painting birds of some kind. So if you want to go watch someone work traditionally, and it's a very good yap streamer as well. Always fun to listen to the Pinion chat. But go follow Pinion, help just by lurking, and help her hit those partner numbers. I feel like you said you're like a month away, right? Like 4 weeks, 5 weeks? I'm not really sure. But go lurk on Pinion's channel. Pinion, what time can we lurk and help you out? Let us know in the chat if you're still here. Tell us your schedule. I try to lurk as often as I can. I can't always pop in a chat, but I'm trying. Because I know that's stress. I'm sure that's stressful. I don't know that's stressful, but I'm stressed just thinking about how stressful it might be. So I'm trying to help, but hopefully other people can help too. Yes, ZBrush. Hey HDMZ, how are you? Scrolling on chat. We're gonna be looking at what you guys did here in just a sec also. Yeah, enjoy your snowman. Oh my gosh, I'd love to see a picture of the snowman you guys make. That's so cute. I'm sorry that you were feeling under the weather, Isol. I hope you feel better. Chat has Kasey sweating. A little bit, maybe. Got me all worked up about teaching, that's for sure. School's hard for you academically, but I didn't have behavioral issues, so I definitely didn't get this. Yeah, and there's a lot of different types of ways support is needed. Man, I could seriously, if you guys ever want to have like an actual conversation, and if you let me know if you ever want to have teacher Kasey time, and we could just talk about all of my experiences and opinions on education, and maybe discuss at least what I observed on the other side of things, because so many people have the experience, obviously, of going to school and being a student, but once you have the full picture of what's going on behind, it kind of, well, let's just say it just kind of explains why a lot of things are the way that they are, I guess. Actually, I don't know if I want to be on stream doing that. Now that I think about it. Maybe that wouldn't be the best thing to have clippable on the internet. Never mind. Maybe we shouldn't do that. Is there no possibility of a good experience of them coming in? I'm not sure what you mean. Are you talking about teaching? 10 minutes behind. Am I 10 minutes behind the chat? Oh my gosh. Okay, let me catch up. Figure a teacher climbed onto a table because she thought there was a mouse in the class. Okay, well that's just somebody being afraid of mice. That's funny. You appreciate the answer. No. I'm sorry, I'm so behind. Let me catch up. Scrolling. Don't remember much of my teachers growing up. A few good classes I struggle with, and I was the only kid who had trouble with one math teacher in middle school. I'd stay up late for a kid, 10 p.m. doing math homework and not understand the homework. It got to the point where my parents had to talk to the principal, and they found other kids are having the same issue. Yeah, thankfully I was terrible at math too. I would always go to the tutoring sessions, and there's a few math classes I only passed because my teachers were like, you tried real hard. Like, you tried harder than anybody else has ever tried. And I was like, thank you. I'm so tired and stressed, and I don't understand this. I'm trying so hard. I'm so bad. I'm not a math person. I'm just bored with it as part of it. I'm sure if I could find it interesting, I could apply myself, but man, it's the just rote memorization of formulas. Kill me. I'm sorry that you had a bad one. They do exist. I mean, they're out there. I student taught with one of those teachers that should have retired 30 years earlier. Yeah. No, I agree. I'm very much a middle ground person, Zushi. I'm with you. Yeah, there's two sides of every story, and people are usually, everybody's got it a little bit right and everybody's got it a little bit wrong is kind of how I feel about it. Yeah, for like not talking politics, but just like issues in general, you know. People's experiences are valid. Yeah, I'm glad I have missed your streams, Easel. I don't know if we got you a shout out, Easel, but if you guys aren't, most of you probably are following Easel. We've done a co-stream with Beat Easel. But make sure you guys are following Easel too. I'm so glad my parents never believed the teacher. I am never Raga. Raga, you were a mischievous kid, weren't you? Yeah. So I've heard some insane stories. Yeah, seriously, if you know a teacher, I'll ask them some questions if you haven't. You'll hear a lot of these stories from the other side, and it will give you some perspective. I don't think I have a unique perspective here. Yes, Zushi, yep. A teacher has just as much power as the parents give them, and parents don't give teachers power these days. That's part of the problem. We don't have any say in it. No, actually. Sushi, yeah. Behavior issues. I was literally told to just take the hits. Like, that's literally the power teachers have. It's not a good situation. And the kids know it and they take advantage of it because they're humans and humans know how to manipulate situations. It's a really bad system. Not triggering, okay. That's good. Picked on by their teachers throughout schooling. Personal friends with a sister-daughter teacher did. Yeah, and there are bad teachers out there. I don't want anyone to hear me saying that like teachers never make mistakes, because I knew a teacher who put hands on kids in, I was like, what is this, the 1970s? Like, not at the school I worked at, thankfully. But yeah, no, there are bad teachers out there. But I just think that they're in the extreme minority. At least in my experience, they were in the extreme minority. Sternum pop, nice. I am so behind in chat. Okay, hold on. That's hard to get rid of. Yeah, I'm just gonna skim. I'm so sorry, guys. I've got to catch up on chat. We all have so many thoughts today, and I really appreciate them, guys. Hugs to everybody, but I am so behind, and I'm gonna be streaming again later this afternoon. So I want to get to the art that you guys have done. Tomorrow is tax day. Okay, thank you, Corey and Dear. Thank you. Yeah, of course. Gently pushing. No, I think you're doing great. You just had an earthquake, Pinion. What? Are you okay? Okay, well, I'm glad you're all right. Just a little shake. It was for your partner push. That's what it was. The earth was like, Pinion for partner. And it was just like, quiet. Oh, gosh. To answer your question from pre-earthquake, oh my god. Why? That's wild. Be streaming later today, tomorrow, typically around 3. Do you stream every day? Because I feel like I don't see you every day. But okay, around 3 p.m. Pacific, folks. Keep an eye out on Twitch for Pinion. Yeah, it would be great. I would love to do another co-stream sometime. I may be mischievous, but I never lie. Can I tilt my head even further? Says Raga. Oh my gosh. Feels like a train passing by with a sound. Oh, that's wild. It's pretty when you're walking, you see buildings swaying above you. Wow, that would blow my mind. Or if you're on a high rise, just like, so that happened to, I was actually in an earthquake in Mexico one time when I was a teenager. My mom took me with her friend, and my friend, we all went. And I thought my friend was shaking the bed. Like, I didn't realize it was an earthquake. But we weren't at the very top. We were like in the middle of the building. It was pretty crazy. 1970s. Yeah, it was wild. Well, I'm glad you're okay. Hey Daniel, how are you doing? You guys, we have another artist here in the chat you should all go check out. If I can find how to do the shout out. Fantastic artist here on Twitch. Really, really incredible fantasy illustrator. Highly recommend checking out Daniel is it Corey? I'm not sure how to say your last name, but fantastic art streamer. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for dropping in. Okay, I think I'm at the bottom of chat. Not every day. Yeah, it is hard. Oh, so you don't have a consistent schedule. Wow, Pinion is like, so Pinion is pushing for partner without being like having a consistent schedule and still hitting those numbers. Pinion, this is why I'm not worried about you. This is why I'm not worried about you. You're gonna hit partner numbers. It's gonna happen. Okay, I'm gonna go into the Discord and we're gonna see what you guys have been drawing. You've had hopefully plenty of time. I went a little bit longer today catching up on chat. That's what happens when we start talking about the education system in America. As a former teacher, it's hard for me to stop, so I apologize. But for anyone who's been waiting for me to get to the art gem section of the stream, here we go. Yeah, I have to skip until you finish the deadline. That's okay. I'm still gonna send people to go follow you so that when you do start streaming again, they'll be ready for you. Yeah, no, you're gonna do great. I think you'll get it. You were in school during the 70s, so you know what I mean? I've just heard stories, but I feel like those are the kinds of stories you hear about teachers in the like 50s through 70s. It's just like, why are we putting hands on kids at school? That shouldn't be happening. Like, please, I hope nobody hears me defending that kind of behavior, because that's not what I mean when I say parents should believe the teachers. I just feel like for the majority of the time, yeah, for the majority of the time, it's at least in my experience, the behavior that we were reporting to parents was not being heard because parents did not believe us, and they didn't want to believe us that the kid was misbehaving in school. They wanted to blame us instead, like it was our fault that they're like. I will never forget being on the phone with a parent for my entire lunch break because she was upset with me that her kid had hit another kid. Like, not even in my classroom, like in the hallway. Like, that's the degree, see, here we go again. That's the degree of like deferred responsibility that I'm talking about. It's like an epidemic. That's all I can tell you. It was constant. Yeah, definitely a ramble. Yeah. Be aware, a ramble is resuming. No, we're getting back to the art gem, I promise. Okay, so here's how the art gem works. If you want to submit a piece, just make sure that the piece you're submitting is drawn from observation. So when we show work off for the art gem specifically, the whole point of the art gem is to encourage each other to draw from observation, to do studies, to do like follow tutorials or do foundational practice. So like sometimes people will post stuff in here that's just like practicing geometric shapes. Like that's totally valid. But everything that we do here at the art gym is like, that's why we call it the art gym, because it's kind of like the less fun. It's like the workout, right? It's not the like fun stuff. It's not the sports, right? It's not the game. It's the preparation for the game, to use a bad sports analogy. It's the stuff nobody really wants to do, but you know you kind of need to get better. So that's the idea with the art gym. If you have art that is like, you maybe used reference for part of the image, but it's like part of it's drawn from imagination, that would go in like art share or works in progress share, or even the monthly art showcase if it's a finished piece that you want to show off. But yeah, just be aware that the art gym is more for studies and observational drawing, because we want to encourage each other to actually do more of those. That's the whole idea. So let's get in here. So what I do is I go to the last thing that was shown on stream, which is I usually wait till the end to post mine, so that pretty much it's my line, so that I know everything below that is what we'll share today. And if you are a streamer and you participate in the art gym, let us know. We'll shout you out. If we don't already know you, that is. So there's my studies, my figure studies from last time. So we're going to go down to HDMZ, who I think I saw here in chat. You did some bats and caterpillars. Nice. You did some bats ahead of schedule, like 4 days ago. Nice. And that's the nice thing about me knowing where to stop, is like, basically, if you're working on something right now and you didn't have time to finish, we'll look at it again, tomorrow, at the end of tomorrow's art gym. But yeah, this is HDMZ, fantastic artist here on Twitch. Has been doing lots of studies on stream, but make sure you go follow HDMZ. I love this little caterpillar. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. What kind of caterpillar is that? Oh, I love this. This is a really lovely color study here. I forget what these bats are called that have the long noses. They're so cute though. Oh my gosh, look at his little face. This has such good shapes. Such good shapes here. That's a shape to remember right there. I love that. Really, really nice anatomy here. Is this a flying fox? It looks like a flying fox. Banana leaf bat. Okay, nice. These are lovely. These look so good, HDMZ. Living cotton balls. Yeah, for sure. For sure. They're the ones that you like pick up the leaf and they're all like cuddled together underneath. They're so cute. These look great. Really, really great studies here. I don't know if you did bats on purpose because we were doing bats today, or if it just worked out that way, but very nicely done. And lovely studies. Thank you so much for sharing. I wonder if I can find a cotton ball. I think they make a cotton ball. Nope. Round. Nope. White. There we go. Here's a round white orb. Very, very cute. These are great studies. Thank you so much for sharing, HDMZ. Moving on to Amaze. Did a quick cat study today. This was a few days ago. Oriental short hair. Nice. These are also great shapes. Really interesting how just like lengthening the skull slightly can give this super elegant kind of owlish look almost. I really like that. If you guys aren't already following AmazingFan15, by the way, you should be following Amaze. If you've hung out in my streams, you've probably seen him in chat. My wonderful mod Amaze, very helpful. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you know you don't have to be here when you can't afford to be here. I'm gonna keep saying that until you accept it. But I do appreciate you hanging out. And Amaze does great stuff. Amaze does animation on stream, character art, comic work, all kinds of things. He's working on a comic called Dragons Gifted that you can see posted on his website and also in the Discord sometimes. We get lucky and we get to see pages. This looks great, Amaze. Lovely job with the shapes and the proportion. I'm gonna go a little faster today just because we went over slightly. And I want to make sure that I have enough time to get to the studio and do some other stuff this morning. But let's keep going. Just something quick you did to figure out, hey, that's great though. That's the great thing about the studies. They don't have to be super detailed. I think you did a great job with the shapes. Yeah. Well, here's another one from HDMZ who we just shouted out. Outdoor sketching. Guys, if you are not doing this, HDMZ is being such a good example right here. If you are not taking a sketchbook, and I'm preaching to myself here too, and like going out with that sketchbook and drawing objects around you, like I see a flashlight, I see, is that a hairdryer? I see, all kinds of things in here. Like these are great. This is a great practice to get into if you aren't already doing studies from actual three-dimensional real-life observation. You'll be shocked at how much quicker you're going to improve once you start forcing your brain to look at three-dimensional objects and figuring out how to translate that into a two-dimensional object. That is a huge brain exercise that you just can't get out of drawing from exclusively two-dimensional flat references, right? Like images on the internet. So go out there, take a sketchbook, draw some stuff. I know it sounds maybe simple or boring, but I promise you it's going to make you grow by leaps and bounds ahead of the growth rate. Whatever growth rate you're at now, it's going to grow even more by doing really careful observational drawing like that. So I love to see it. Thank you so much for sharing this, HDMZ. One of these days, I really want to start working more observational stuff like from life into the warm-up studies that I'm doing. And I'd love to see more of them because it inspires me to pull out my sketchbook. And see how small this is? Like, you don't have to take a huge sketchbook with you, you know? Take a little pocket-sized sketchbook. They make little, like, moleskins and stuff. In fact, I mean, this one's pretty big, but you can get some that are like a quarter of the size, you know? Get those. Go out and draw. It's gonna make everything better. Hey, Andy, how are you? Good to see you. Okay, moving down. Oh, another one from Maze. We got a lovely, like, really foreshortened flying fox. Bat day for Batman. Hey, son of Austerlitz, how are you? Good to see you. Yeah, it's Megabats. It's, what day is World Bat Day? It's like Bat Appreciation Day. I want to say it's like Thursday or Friday of this week. So we're celebrating early because I'll be at my day job that day. It's April 17th. What day is that? Thursday. Yeah, I'll be at my day job. So, we're celebrating today. Wait, Raga, did I not do the Draw Me an Animal? I didn't! We have to do that. Okay, we'll do that in just a minute. Don't let me forget. Don't let me forget. I made the name. We just haven't done it yet. I lost Discord. Where did Discord go? Yeah, a great study from Amaze here. Lovely flying fox from a very difficult foreshortened angle on the wing here. Very tricky angle that you chose here. But I like that Amaze challenges himself when he does these. I think it looks great. I think you did a great job. Lovely study. Thank you for sharing. And here we have one from Clem. Clem, I can't remember if you stream, but I love the studies you've been showing us. They're really great. And do you see how Clem has broken down the bat in a couple of different ways? Like did a skeletal study here, but also broke it down into literally shapes and planes. This is such a good practice. Like if you are not used to thinking about things in 3 dimensions, if you have a habit of copying from images versus studying them, making yourself sit down, and again, this is a perfect example of why we call it the art gym, because this doesn't look like fun. It was probably difficult, but it's gonna help in the long term because it helps you think about the dimensionality of what you're drawing, right? So if that's you, if you're somebody who always says things like, oh, I can only draw if I have a reference, you might start thinking about doing some studies where you intentionally break things down into their 3D basics, like their basic 3D shapes, and just practice getting your brain to look at a picture and instead of looking for lines, looking for shapes, looking for dimensionality. That's going to help you a lot. You can do contour drawings. That's what this is right here. These lines around the shape, those aren't just decorative. Those are actually like finding the contour, finding what would be closest to the viewer versus furthest away. Just getting your brain to think sculpturally about drawing is going to help a lot. Hey Andy, yeah, we're getting toward the end here. I am going to do a Draw Me an Animal here in a second because I missed it. But we're just admiring Clem's awesome work. This is fantastic. These look so great. Yeah, lovely approach to the study. Not just well drawn, but also well conceived, like well conceptualized. It's a good practice to do, and I want to encourage you to keep doing it because I think you're going to reap the rewards of this quickly if you keep thinking about things as having dimension like this. Well done, lovely stuff. But yeah, I hope you're having a good one, Andy. We're gonna look at Suntroas, and then I'm actually gonna pause. I think that might be the last one. Yeah. We're going to pause and go do, after Suntroas, I'll put mine in here, and then we're going to do the Draw Me an Animal really fast. Suntroa, this is a lovely study. Oh, I love the lighting on the face. You did such a good job with that. Suntroa streams as well. Suntroa, here we are. Make sure you go give Suntroa a follow. They're on vacation right now, but he'll be back streaming soon, I'm sure. Definitely go follow Suntroa. This looks great. I love that you really captured the backlighting. Yeah, real. That's the backlighting coming through the wing, showing off the veins and the muscular structures in there. Very, very fun. Yeah, you did a great job with the backlighting, and I'm really loving the planes of the face that you got in here, Suntroa, just from painting in like those light areas, the dark areas. It really pops really, really well. I really love this. This looks fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing. You'll love to see it, folks. Thank you all for participating. Thank you to anybody who drew along, even if you didn't do a study. You know, if you drew along and just listened, that's still really cool. Or if you did do a study, but maybe you didn't feel ready to share, you didn't really want to share, still give yourself a pat on the back. You did it. You did some observational study today. Oops, I meant to hit the 100. There we go. Well done, everybody. I'm so proud of you all. Let me quickly copy paste. We'll just do these two, I guess. These are colored. They look a little more finished. Not really, but. And then I'm gonna do the draw me an animal, and then we are gonna go find somebody doing some art. Preferably something work safe. Tends to be who I raid, if I can find it. There we go. Mine from today. Okay, so now anything that's posted below that in the Discord, we will look at tomorrow. So if you're still working, like if you just got here, you just started doing studies, keep doing them. You know, keep doing them and show us when you're done. We'd love to see them. Okay. So, giant golden crowned flying fox. I'm just gonna draw a flying fox, I think. I feel like I'm almost cheating a little bit on this one because we just spent like 2 hours studying foxes, but well, maybe closer to an hour. I also talked about teaching a lot. But I'm gonna draw what I think this is, and then we're gonna go look it up and learn about it. It's always a good time. I love learning about critters with you guys. I think it's a lot of fun. Just spent a lot of time looking at flying foxes. So this is actually this is a great way to test, folks, if you're actually getting something out of your studies. So let's see, it's 11:32. Once you've done some studies, try to go back and like actually draw like I'm doing. Like draw from imagination, but thinking about what you just studied. And then kind of look at it afterwards and decide, okay, like what do I still need to work on? Where am I understanding what I'm drawing? Where am I not understanding it? Like let me try and draw based on what we just did. I don't remember the flying fox's ears being big. But I don't know if I paid that close of attention, to be honest. So I'm drawing a flying fox, and I'm trying to use the found knowledge of what we just did, of the studies that I just did, to make it. And now I made it too big, and I'm not gonna have room for his whole, wings, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna make them tucked. I'm trying to think about how they had them tucked. They had that thumb, and then their fingers are almost always like at an angle. So I'm gonna do that, I think. The fingers are almost always like turned somehow. Like tuck their wings. I don't know why he's like this. This is not an angle that they would hang at, but he's just like that, okay? He was gonna be flying, that's why he's at this weird shoot. That's gonna bother me. Okay, let me turn him upside down. This is gonna bug me. Because this is not wee. There we go. Okay, we'll put him over here. We'll just put him over here. Okay, now I feel better. Because he's got his little feet. He's got his little feet hooked on. They've got those big toes. But yeah, just try and like see how much you remember from the studies that you did, basically. This is a good way to reinforce that that visual library that you're developing. As you do observational studies, every once in a while, stop. Like say you've done 10 drawings of a zebra, then stop and go do a drawing that's not from observation and see what you've actually absorbed, right? That's a good way to check and see where you need to keep working, like see what's sinking in, all that good stuff. So there's my giant golden crowned flying fox. I'm gonna slap some color on him. Again, we just did studies, so that's why this probably looks a little more than it would have otherwise like a flying fox, because I'm fresh off of my studies. But that is how you reinforce the knowledge of what you're drawing. So you do the study, and then you reinforce it, and try and figure out where you need to work still. So you never want it to just stop at studies, but studies are a great tool. See, I definitely did his feet wrong. Like those are definitely more like bear or cat anatomy than bat anatomy, but that's okay. It's okay. And then they had darker wings, I believe. And I'm gonna add some of that golden crown, right? We're gonna say he's got yellow on his back and neck. we go. Okay. Okay, save. I think I still have like 2 minutes, but I don't really know what else to add, so I'll just draw a tree. I'll draw a tree behind him. I just like epic name. It does kind of sound like a Yu-Gi-Oh creature, yeah, now that you mention it. It's the golden crown, giant golden crown, flying fox. It's like very descriptive, kind of like the blue eyes, white dragon, you know? That's funny. There we go. All right, I'm gonna say this is the giant golden crowned flying fox. Let's go see what it actually is. We'll spend a few minutes looking at it and then we'll go find another artist to go check out. When do I stream later again? Oh, I stream at 4 p.m. Mountain Time, so it's now 11:30 a.m. So I'll be streaming in like 4.5 hours again. Giant golden crown. So again, I did this without reference, but I did just get done doing a bunch of studies of megabats. So there's a little bit of a cheat, kinda. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the megabat that I was just drawing anyway. Yeah, I drew one of these earlier. Cool. So I'm gonna say I got it. I'm gonna say I got it. So here's the golden crown, right, of the golden crowned flying fox. They got that back of their head. Looks like the potentially the tummy could be yellow as well. But let's learn about these guys. The giant golden crowned flying fox. Can you guys see this okay? Somebody told me it wasn't quite on screen earlier. There we go. And welcome in, Ice Prophet. Good to see you. First time chatter. Happy to have you here. And also another first time chatter, Gorcall. Hello, hello. Some bats are nice looking. Other species are straight. Yeah, that's true. Megabats, that is part of why I chose megabats, because I feel like most people, even if you don't like bats, you probably are okay with megabats, because they do look like flying puppies almost. They're very, it's a very familiar like face shape, and that kind of makes us feel at ease, you know. But they are threatened. Oh, so sad. I hate to hear it. The cool thing about megabats too is they're almost all exclusively fruit eaters. So they all eat vegetation. They're not actually carnivorous. I think there might be one that eats insects, one or two, but for the most part they eat fruits. So let's read about it though. It is, there's 3 subspecies. Oh, okay, that explains, actually I was wondering about that because this bat looks very different from the other one that I saw a picture of. Let's see if they have a different photo here. Oh look, here's a fig that the flying fox likes to eat. Oh, it's got the little fig bugs on it. Ah, nature. Why is there, oh, they must hunt them. Oh, look at this little guy. He's got a little tracking device on him. There's only like 2 pictures of this bat on this whole article. That's weird. All right, let's read. So here are the 3 subspecies right here. They live all throughout here. Look at that. Is that I think that's, is that Indonesia? Where are they at? Philippines. Okay, it was first described in 1831. Oh, there's 3 subspecies, 1 is extinct. Oh, bummer. The extinct one was formally recognized as a full species, the Panay golden crowned flying fox. That's sad. Well, we have lost one then. Primarily frugivorous, consuming several times of figs and some leaves. The large flying fox. Oh wow. So they can roost with other members of, like, basically their cousins. So like this is, even though they look similar, this is not the same animal, but it's saying that they sometimes roost with different species of megabat, which is cool. It gives birth annually, so once per year from April through June. They have 1 pup at a time. And they are predated on by eagles, the reticulated python, and humans, apparently. Owing to deforestation, poaching for bushmeat, it is an endangered species. So this is an example of not only deforestation and loss of habitat is one of the primary causes of extinction. or threatened species, but in this case they are actually being hunted for food. Although the hunting and trade of these species has been made illegal, the regulations are not enforced very well. Frequently hunted even though it's illegal. Ugh, that's sad. That's sad. Hate to hear that. Well, if you want to learn more about these guys, they are very cool. I'm going to link you in the chat. I do need to go start cleaning up, though, and get ready to go to the studio. So, if you want to know more about the flying fox, specifically the giant golden crowned flying fox, there's a link right there. Thank you for popping in. Oh my gosh, more folks. Mr. Trigger, welcome in, welcome in. Good to have you. So there's my flying fox. I'm going to say I passed on this one, but to be fair, like I said, we did just get done drawing a bunch of these, so I almost feel like I cheated a little bit. Oh, welcome, Gorkall. But that was the art gym and the Draw Me Animal game. I'm going to make sure both of these are saved. And we, friends, are going to be going to go find someone else to... There we go. There's my credits to raid. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for lurking. Thank you to everybody showing up in the credits here. For the follow, I'm sorry, Gorkall, it didn't get your follow. I wonder if I went out of it and came back if it would refresh. Sorry, I can't seem to make it refresh. But I do appreciate your follow. Thank you, thank you. And thank you to all my patrons as well. I really appreciate you guys helping me, yeah, trying to make it happen, you know? Keeping the lights on in the studio, all that good stuff. And thank you to the subs, thank you to my moderators. I really appreciate everybody hanging out. And thank you just anybody who lurked today and put up with my teacher rants. Yeah, thanks for hanging pin. It was good to see you. I'm glad you survived the earthquake. Once again, guys, go follow Opinion Paint. Make sure you help out with her partner push. She's getting close. I'm glad you had fun, Trigger. It was great to have you here. Thanks for lurking. I'm glad something was educational. I feel like I rambled a lot today, but... let's see. We are gonna go find somebody working on something work safe. An artist. Maybe an artist we haven't seen in a while. Or maybe a new artist. Ooh, should we... Oh, we should go say hi to Maddie. Oh my gosh, I never get to raid Maddie. Okay, I'm a little conflicted though. So this isn't actually Maddie's channel we'd be raiding, but it looks like Maddie is being hosted on the Adobe channel doing a paint-along in Photoshop. Should we go say hi to Maddie? I really enjoy Maddie's streams. She has such a good way of hanging out, but I almost hate to send the support to Photoshop to Adobe and to not send it to Maddie's channel. So we'll shout Maddie out if we go there. In fact, I'll just do it anyway. Maddie's great. And it's just straight up Maddie. It's like the easiest name to remember on Twitch. We'll see if there's anyone else streaming, just because, like I said, I hate to give Adobe the views, if you know what I mean. But I do want to support Maddie. Oh, we haven't said hi to Nofi in a while. Should we go say hi to Nofi? Nofi is a great art streamer. She's so sweet. We haven't said hi to Nofi in forever. Let's go say hi to Nofi, actually. I do love Shama. Yeah, Shama's good too. We haven't said hi to Shama in a minute. I feel like we did raid her not too long ago. Let me check. I wish there was, honestly, do you guys keep track of who you raid? Because I try to raid different people each time, like as often as I can, just to make it like fun and like different and like have people meet each other, because I want everyone to be friends, okay? I just want everyone to be friends. But I always forget, because it tells you like if you've rated them within the last 30 days, but it doesn't necessarily tell you like any other information. Ooh, Shama's doing a draw along. Do you guys want to keep the draw along vibes going? Should we go say hi to Shama? We haven't rated Shama or Nofi in a while. Let's raid one of them. I know it's so tough. Raids are hard. Yeah, Maddie's great. Maddie's great. Hopefully Maddie will be on sometime when we can raid Maddie. Alright, you know what? Shama is being a good example and is drawing from an actual observation, like doing a still life live on stream right now. So I feel like we should go over there. Nofi Blue. Yeah, I'll give Nofi a shout out. I think it's Nofi Blue. Yeah, if you type Nofi Blue in, I think That should work. Hey, Audinet, how are you? But we might go say hi to Shama, because I do like that she's doing a study right now, which is very much in theme with what we are doing right now. And we have not said hi to Shama. I think it's been a few months since we've been over to Shama. Thank you so much, Raga, for getting that shout out for Nofi. I was just about to look that up. Yeah, go follow Nofi. She's a sweetheart. She does digital portraits and like commission work. Kind of an anime style, but very like soft, lovely color. I love Nofi, and she's just really, really nice. Sometimes she streams the webcam, and sometimes she just does art with no mic. So yeah, it's always a good time there. Let's go say hi to Shama, because it's been a minute. Hopefully she's not almost done. We're gonna start a raid. So yeah, let's see. I don't have a raid call because I'm not a pro. We're just gonna do Kasey raid because that's all I can think of because I'm tired. But if you want to use a different emote or say something else that's not mean or untrue, then yeah, go out. Feel free to change that. But thanks again to my mods. Thanks to everybody showing up in the channel credit things. I don't know what they're called. If anybody wants to be a patron to get onto that list, there's my link. Here's my socials. I don't know what else to put. Socials. If you want to follow me, any artist will tell you that follows are incredibly helpful. Oh, whoops. Can you guys hear Shama? Let me pause that. And there's my Discord. Not a pro. Had Shama's stream playing in the background. But let's go say hi to Shamatada and go show some love. Don't stick around for the raid. Let's go bombard with some love and